Say I'm coming through, I'm about to flip the house. That boy crazy, say he tryna have my baby. Hold on, Slim Shady, just like Mariah, drive him crazy. Got him stressed, make him feel it in his chest. Ask him how it feel, just like a bullet with no vest. This lifestyle ain't meant for you, it's meant for me. This lifestyle got girlies clocking on my teeth. This lifestyle can get you far, know what I mean. This lifestyle ain't meant for you, it's meant for me.
Yes, and I am using a speaker. And before I go live right now, after I'm finished with this video, I want y'all to know, from now on, if you're commenting something weird, rude, disgusting, or you're just being mean and trying to call me ugly and chopped and stuff, coming at me, coming for me in my live or something, or in the comments on one of my videos, you know what I'm doing? I'm just going to block you because I'm tired of it and y'all are getting on my nerves. It's because I'm not the 1, the 2, the 3, or the 4. Not even the 5. It's not the time or the place. I get paid to do this stuff. You do not. Let's not do this. Because I hate to block people's accounts. It gets on my nerves. And I bet you it's going to get on your nerves. So keep your comments. If they're rude, keep them to yourself.
Welcome back, Vibers. What's up? It's your girl, Nylah. What is happening? Is everybody good and ready to get into some messy stuff? What's up, Dr. Hope, Flora, Impress, Kaya, Hella Regular Ass B, Homebody? What's going on, everybody? So listen, y'all know everybody has been talking about this situation with Micca and Anton Daniels. And look, we saw some stuff. I know Taz reviewed the interview earlier today. I might do it because, baby, I got perspective. Perfection Cuz says, what's up, late ass? Okay. Gon' drag me, nigga. I don't care. Anyway, my bad. I was trying to make sure I had everything right for y'all. But listen, we about to get into this mess, honey. Because listen, everybody's been talking about that. So if you don't know what's been happening and what's been going on, y'all know Anton Daniels, he has a huge platform. Tasha just did an interview. I think I heard that Micca was in that interview as well. I haven't watched it yet. I'm not sure. Did she put it out? She might have put it on the app. I'm not sure if she did or not. But this controversy all started on the Corey Holcomb show when him and Anton had the little back and forth, and Corey Holcomb was like, explain the bitch. And we realized that the bitch that Corey's bitch ass wanted explained was actually Micca. So Micca and Anton have been rolling together pretty heavy, pretty close. It was supposed to be, something going on, like a business situation, but we've seen some pictures, kind of like the picture that we see right here that's on the screen with me. Typically, married women do not photograph themselves in a certain way with married men either, right? And so a lot of people felt a little uneasy because Anton has said stuff like he's always rolling with bad bitches and all this kind of stuff. They kind of allude, well, at least Anton alludes, and she helps with his assistance, create this illusion of him having what most people feel like is an inappropriate access to her. Now, I didn't know anything about Micca. Didn't really watch Anton's commentary like that, and I just started paying more attention since all of the controversy. But from what I understand, she is his constant sidekick / chick, allegedly. And so with all that going on, y'all, I was like, so what is happening here? Because it kind of is getting called out. I've seen a few panels where Anton is actually being very flirtatious with other women. He's going around saying he's a Christian, she's a conservative, and I think it's bullshit. Okay. let me see. Yes, Anton Daniels is the person that, in my opinion, he does resemble an uncircumcised penis with glasses. Okay, that is not his fault. That is the fault of his parents and bad genetics. But here we are. Now, what a lot of people have been talking about is like, why is it that these kind of disrespectful situations and poses have been going on if Anton is married? And so people are like, yo, what's going on, Barber? Yum Styles, girl alive, what's going on? People are like, um, she's married. She got a husband. And so I'm like, husband, how? And so y'all know I'm nosy. And I must say this. She has done an excellent job of hiding her identity. Okay. Just not good enough for me, baby, because y'all already know I'm going to find it, right? And it took me, a good 45 seconds of worth of determination. And I was telling Taz about it. And so I revealed her husband to Taz earlier today. And he was like, everybody in my chat is saying that Micca's married to a white man. Now I took exception to that because that's what the trolls has said about me. When they was like, at one time they were saying I had mixed kids, had a husband by a white dude. And look, and if that's your story, baby, that's your story. It's just not mine. And so I was offended by people saying that, right? But I don't care about, who people choose to be with and all this kind of stuff. But we just find it, weird, right? In these spaces. So listen, Andrea says she didn't know. Well, Taz was telling me that there were multiple people in his live stream saying that not only did she have a husband, but that he was white. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, did she, what was her answer? What was her answer, Lulu's little girl? I really want to know what she told TK, girl. Exactly what's going on, Fuzzy? Because the Viber investigation, baby, tell me, what did she tell TK? I wish I would have watched it. Okay, because I want to know. I want to know, Lulu, what did she say? Because, honey, y'all know I found him. She said he was black. I'm glad she told the truth. She was evasive. Oh, she's very good at being evasive. And I'm going to say this. They both are very good at being evasive, but you cannot evade Nylah. You can't, okay? If I want to, like I've said plenty of times, I will pull up your 5th grade report card and embarrass the hell out of you. Your gym record and all that shit, and your mama's too. But we're not doing all that. That's not what we're here for. What we're here for is to discuss this. And if y'all want me to react to, respond, whatever, to the interview, which I found quite interesting, right? I found that interview quite interesting. I caught the tail end of it, so I wouldn't mind reviewing it with you guys. Drop a blue heart if we want to do it. Now, Fuzzy, come on now, girl. Fuzzy says, do we have a picture? Now, Nylah has a picture. We do. We got a picture. But I'm going to say this, okay? Y'all know once I release it, everybody's going to have it. So I need to know that we really want to see this picture. I need thumbs up. Baby, I need to hear some bling, ching, ching, ching. Let me know you really want to see it because I really, really got it. But first, baby, let's get into this. What's going on, Soft Place to Lamb? Now, I got the picture, baby. And I just want to say this too. We protect children over here. So we will not be revealing their beautiful, and I do mean beautiful, child. They have a beautiful daughter. And actually, she's beautiful. I think she's gorgeous, right? Got to give the girl her just due. You know what I'm saying? But she probably should have got them arms did along with that BBL, but we ain't gonna talk about that later. We'll talk about that another time. But they have a beautiful child, which they have done a good job of concealing her identity. But when people, are investigative like myself, honey, you can't hide nothing from us. Yes. Okay. She's a beautiful daughter. Her daughter is literally her spitting image. Beautiful. Okay. Let's get into this mess. So what I want to talk about first, because yes, I'm going to tease y'all up until I reveal this Negro. Okay, absolutely. She said he was. Hold on. Lulu's little girl said yes. She claimed he was African when pressed and wanted to protect her family. I'm sure she does want to protect the family. Fuzzy is messy. Shout out to Fuzzy for the super chat. Thank you, Fuzzy. She says, I really want to see who she cheating on. Baby, I'm going to look. I'm put it like this. We're going to play a little game with it. Okay. I'm put it like this. It wasn't what I expected. It was not, and I don't know what I expected, actually. I don't know what I expected. But here's what I can tell you. It's the opposite of Anton. It's the opposite of Anton, okay? Absolute opposite of Anton, okay? She says, are we playing guess what race is? Oh, he's definitely not white, baby. He's definitely not white. So absolutely. Okay. Latasha says, what's up with Anton's wife? What is her take on Miss Micca? I'm gonna be honest with you about Anton's wife. I don't believe Anton's wife is cognitively okay. I believe, yes, it's really a husband. It's really a husband, Muffin. She really has a husband. They have a beautiful home. He might have he seemed to have a little bread. He seems to have a little social capital. Okay. He's look. I would say, like, if you saw them on the street together, it would make sense. It would make sense. Okay. It would make sense. She says, according to Mecca, Rita is nice and she's okay. Is it not okay? No wife wants to be embarrassed and humiliated, no matter for what amount of money. Okay, Latasha, yes, I believe that the woman is slow as a turtle, and that's not, taking shots at people that have cognitive disabilities, but this woman is not altogether there. I mean, she's just not. Okay, and I'm gonna say this because, in my opinion, Anton has put his wife out there in a couple of ways that are kind of bad. Remember when he had her on the stream, honey? Had her on the stream and asked her to tell his audience what happened when they first met. And the first question that he asked his wife out of her mouth was, did she suck D? Now let me tell you something. Oh, the pool guy's out here. He scared me. I didn't even see him out my peripheral. But listen, if a man asked me that upon meeting me, we would never talk again. So I like, either you was already understanding that you could talk to the bitch that way, or or she's slow or whatever. Yes, Latasha, she said that. Okay. Zestin does says, I think he drive her into that low cortisol affecting her cognitive abilities is part of being a narcissistic abuse victim that casts from it. I can definitely agree to that. Fuzzy says Micca couldn't afford to be called out if she's married to a DC elite child. I can tell you this, that he's well connected, and her being around Anton. I mean, on social media, definitely Anton has a lot more social capital and value than he has. But in the real world, it seems that her husband has that. Because remember how Anton was complaining about being, the biggest YouTuber in Detroit, and he didn't get invited some places and some people didn't know him. In his mind, he's internationally known and he's just not. But her husband has been around, they vacation in some very exclusive and expensive areas. I'll say this. Okay. So this is what I want to talk about though. Micca claims to be a conservative, right? And I just, it's bad that we do this and all we have is people's social media to kind of like judge them by. And y'all know we listen and we do judge, right? We do judge. At least I do. when a woman tells me that she's conservative, even if she's talking about politics or she's supposed to be a Christian, which I'm not sure if she's a Christian because I know her husband isn't, but her husband's most definitely Muslim. Alhamdulillah. He is definitely Muslim. But a woman says she's conservative. There are certain things that I think that most conservative women don't get into. You know what I'm saying? And she gets into all of them. Like, for instance, Trina should not be an inspiration for the conservative woman. Now, I've rocked with Trina, especially back in the day. You know what I'm saying? We all did, right? Back before Trick Daddy was filled with inflammation. Uh-huh. And high blood pressure, cholesterol, and all that other shit, right? Um, how is it that, she is inspired by Trina? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay.
Stay fighting, stay pushing, and just continue to just be a great person, and what you put into the universe is going to come back to you. So don't give up, don't be discouraged, just stay enlightened and just continue to follow your dreams. Believe in yourself, truly believe in yourself. Hi Micca, this is Trina. I just wanted to say what's up and say stay encouraged, send you a little bit of uplifting. Just continue to believe in yourself, go hard, stay determined, stay engaged, be creative. Sometimes it's not the easy road, but you have to constantly, truly dig deep. This is a time to reflect, to reset, understand who you truly are, fall in love with your music, stay fighting, stay pushing, and just continue to just be a great person, and what you put into the universe is going to come back to you. So don't give up, don't be discouraged, just stay enlightened and just continue to follow your dreams. Believe in yourself, truly believe in yourself.
Okay, so that was posted on her social media from Trina to her. It looks like, how people get those cameos or whatever. And so let me just show you the caption from this conservative woman, okay? Pop culture media, Micca, okay? From the baddest bitch, Trina, I damn near cried. Everybody who knows me knows I stand Trina. That's not what conservative bitches do, though. They don't stand Trina, honey. She says, thank you so much for everything you said to me as a young lady who grew up watching you pave the way for us female artists now. I appreciate the time you took out of your day to send me that message. You are beautiful inside and out. And I can't tell you how much it meant to me, honestly and truly, from the badass unicorn to the baddest bitch. Thank you, mommy. Child. What are we saying here? Okay, remember she's conservative, right? Remember she's conservative. Okay, so this was her mentor growing up, she says. Okay, so yeah, absolutely. Weird. Okay, why isn't my stuff on do not disturb? All right, listen. So the more you scroll through her IG, the more you begin to see that she, has a thing where, she's photographed with a couple of rappers and all this kind of stuff. And what I did notice, and we're going to get to it and show it to you, right? The way that she photographs with men definitely is not the same way that her husband photographs with others. See, her husband takes a photograph that looks very, very neutral. Let me show you what I mean. Okay. So with her, this is her IG. Let me just put it up here. You guys have probably seen it, right? And this is a look at me type of situation, right? I get it. You know what I'm saying? She's in media. She's very, very pretty. You're definitely supposed to use every part of who you are in order to maintain some sort of celebrity with people or whatever. But we as women know that conservative women are not specifically trying to play up sexuality, not trying to play up being sexual and all this kind of stuff. But this conservative woman is, okay? So we keep on scrolling So she's taking pictures with the fellas, right? She's doing a lot of interviews and all this kind of stuff. Like, this is her with Salt Bay, which, there's nothing wrong with that or whatever. But we keep scrolling, especially if we go to, her YouTube or whatever. She don't mind being hugged up, boobs on a nigga and all this kind of stuff. There she is with Gotti. Just the regular stuff. But this is what I want you to notice, y'all. There's a difference between how she photographs with others and how she photographs with Anton. Notice the photographs with Anton, like this one, she's on him. This banner is in the way, but he's got his hand on the small of her back. She lays up on him. Baby, it's really, really interesting. But anyway, shout out to the new members and the gifts. Honeydew Brown Girl Alive, thank you for gifting. And D. Ophelia Darling, thank you for joining. And Latasha McLean, baby, welcome to the Vibers. Drop your blue gavel, baby, because what? We're in a relationship, baby. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and get into it. Okay. Shout out to Leela on the Cash App. I definitely appreciate it. Leela says, show us what we came to see. I got you, baby. I got you. All right. Miami Heat, Vinny Carter says, do we think that Anton is hitting that? Baby, I think Anton is tearing that ass out the frame if he can. Okay, if he can. In between him needing like insulin and high blood pressure medicine, allegedly, he tearing that ass up. Okay, any chance he get. Amen. Okay. So without further ado, y'all ready to see him or not? Y'all ready to see the husband? Y'all ready to see the mystery man that's not white? The man that she has been hiding? And here he is. So this is her husband, and we will go through his social media. Okay. This is him. This is Mr. Eric Watson. Mr. Eric Watson appears to be a mixed martial arts fighter. He also does personal training. He also has a media company. It seems I believe he's also a vet, but actually he seems like a really good guy. He's with his daughter a lot. Takes a lot of videos. I haven't seen any videos with Micca and their daughter, but Mr. Eric is always with his daughter and doing stuff with her and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, he's quite he's quite fit. Okay, he's quite fit. And you know what, Aaliyah, let's go to his page and show the girls. Okay, now do y'all think that let me remove this and pull this up here. Okay, so this is his social media, y'all. Okay, so this is him in Dubai, and we've seen several photographs of him in Dubai in different places. That's him and his mom. Oh, we didn't want to show baby girl. We don't want to show the girl. Don't want to show baby girl. But look, is she a beard? I don't know, because I don't know, y'all. I don't know if this is lavender or not, but I'm trying to figure out what in the hell would make this man be okay with Micca out here embarrassing him like this. Like, what would make it be okay? Just add it to the stage whenever you want to, Aaliyah. What I don't know. I don't know what would make him be okay, because like I don't know a man that wants to be embarrassed that way. Okay. I'm gonna remove this and you could just add it. Let me see. I'm gonna add this. Okay. So yeah, this is him, and let me see. This was his 44th birthday. And this was like over a year, because I think he's like 45 now or something like that. But they both, like I said, have done an excellent job of hiding their relationship. Oh, and I didn't get any pictures or any private, social medias. Everything that I'm showing is absolutely publicly posted, and they just didn't do a good job of covering their tracks. You know what I'm saying? And this is what happens. You know what I'm saying? This is what happens. So, Love Breeze says, "Is he bisexual or?" I don't know, but I would say this though. He definitely, it's got to be something. Like, I don't know if this is a weak Negro. I don't know if it's lavender. I don't know if it's an open marriage, but when y'all ever seen a man that actually cares about his wife, that would actually allow her to carry on the way that she carries on with another man, especially publicly? Okay. Good Judy says, you can go ahead and switch whenever you want to, Leah. Good Judy says, I think they're trying to find a reason as to why she would cheat on him with Anton. I don't know. It does not make sense. And it's like, why would you want to embarrass your husband? Like, why would you? You know what I'm saying? She said, maybe it's fake and they're together for the kids. I don't know. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. But he's absolutely Muslim. There's a lot of he, like, even here is where he's at the mosque during Ramadan. Okay. And it's just I don't know, honey. I don't know what's going on there out here. Gently Koike says he out here doing him, apparently, because she's definitely doing her. Okay, looks like what is he celebrating 17 years of service today. It's been a crazy ride so far. A few more to go. Retirement coming. Okay, so he's retired. Okay. Yeah. Who said Zest? Okay, this is his multimedia company. Some stuff that he's showing. He did some aerial footage. I believe this might be where is this? Oh no, it looks like St. Bart's. I'm not sure. But anyway, y'all, this is him. Y'all are saying it's giving Zesty Boy vibes. That's crazy. But that's definitely him. This is definitely oh, so she's Christian? Oh, I didn't know she was Christian. See, I don't know anything about her. He is living his best life. Definitely. Definitely living his best life. What is this? Typically, I wouldn't post a picture of someone who was associated with the Washington Commanders. Today, I'm going to make an exception. I had the honor and privilege of meeting Jennifer King, the first woman to become a full-time NFL coach. She's making waves, breaking barriers, and inspiring dreams. I wish you nothing but continued success. He kind of seems no, there are no pictures together of them other than the picture that we made, baby. Okay. No pictures of them together. They don't, there are a few tags that they forgot to, kind of like detach from each other or whatever. But y'all, they don't. They do not want people to know that they are together. Okay. They do not want it known. But this is her husband. This is her man. So I don't know why she's running around with dude the way that she's running around with dude. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead, baby. Because let me see. This is him and Allen Iverson. She says, I made Allen Iverson laugh by asking him about practice. He will always be regarded as one of the most feared guards in NBA history. Congratulations on being named vice president of Reebok. He's got there's quite a few. I think there's some pictures of him with like Akon, and some more guys or something like that. And so, yeah. I wonder if Anton knows she got a husband, baby. But I'm gonna say this: Anton appears to be a little zesty himself, so maybe the arrangement works for everybody, if you know what I mean. Okay, maybe it works for everybody. This is him at Salt Bay's restaurant. And she forgot to remove that she was there as well. If you scroll down hers, you'll see that she was there too. Okay. Now here's the thing. I didn't watch this one. I hope he didn't let Salt Bay feed him, because men typically won't let Salt Bay feed them. If he lets him feed him, okay, maybe he has sense enough to cut the video short. Because baby, if he opened his mouth and takes some meat from Salt Bay, he under investigation. Okay, he has sense enough to cut the camera, because baby, no, we can't be doing that. He threw the meat in his mouth. You can't be doing that. Can y'all imagine me and Taz at this restaurant? I think they all but closed down. I think they closed one here in Vegas too. Baby, Taz would knock him out if he even offered me or him something off that knife. Child, that would be a mess. But anyway, let me see. Oh, this is him and Kimmy's Creations. Y'all know her. She's the YouTube social media cook. She's super cool. He says, Kimmy Creations has some serious skills in the kitchen. Give her a follow and show her some support. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's photographed with quite a few people, y'all. But I don't know. Is it giving zest? Should we do a poll? Is it giving zest, y'all? I don't know. What you think, Kenya? Okay. So they both just be taking pictures. But do any of the pictures that he takes, because his IG is pretty neutral. You don't know if he's single or not, right? But he does take pictures with the daughter. But I do realize that she has no pictures or no videos up with the daughter. Okay. She says it's given bisexual, child. I don't know, baby. Honeydew Brown says, so that's why AD is moving the way he does with her, because he knows there is trouble in paradise. How you got more pics with AD than your husband? But I would think that, like, for me, like, when I was Christian, I practiced that shit for real. So I have very little respect for the way that Anton is moving with a married woman as a married man, even though, she's letting him. Yeah, this one is kind of giving high zest, baby. This is giving high zest vibes. I'm not going to lie. Baby, this is giving, I got a little attaché case with dildos and grease in it. That's what that's giving. Baby, that's giving, I got lube and butt plugs in my wallet. That's what that's giving. Baby, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I'm just telling you. We're just being nosy right now. Because I was trying to figure out why everybody thought that her husband was white. But I would say that he's definitely cucking. There is no way, as a man as fit as he is, as fit as this man is, where is the DL whisperer? I should call him and tell him to look at this screen. Because what is happening here? Yeah, them Fendi shorts is kind of zesty, baby. Yes, Lord. Them Fendi shorts is saying that I got gerbils in my house and not for pets, honey. Okay? Them Fendi shorts is giving my lip gloss brings all the boys to the yard. Okay? Them shorts, baby. I'm just saying. She said, why he ain't on the boat with the hose? Right. Perfection Cuts LLC. That's terrible. Look, I don't care whose man it is. Don't let me see your husband in no Daisy Dukes. Do not let me see your man in no hoochie daddy shorts, because I'm going to roast your man and you at the same damn time. Now, why did you let that man wear them Daisy Dukes outside? And they little tight. Where is you going with them little bitty ass cheerleader shorts on, sir? I'm sorry. This Dr. Hope said they both tricking international, baby. Baby. What is happening here? Look, you not allowed in this day and age. Thank you, Virgo girl. In this day and age, thank you so much, girl. A lot. In this day and age, let me tell you something. Because the lines are so blurred, Muffin. Men have to literally, they cannot swim in swim trucks anymore. Your man got to swim in basketball shorts because the lines is blurred, Muffin. We don't know what's going on. These men be doing all manner of stuff. We don't know. Okay. We like, no, we cannot eat. No. Mm-mm. Your man got to swim in basketball shorts unless y'all got a pool at home in the backyard. Y'all got look. And you cannot be in public with no hoochie jaddy shorts on. You just can't. You just can't. Mm-mm. Can't do that. Miami Heat, Vinny Carter says they are both groupies. Perhaps. Perhaps. Like, yeah, I need to know. Look, I don't want no questions. I don't want no questions. But if we go to a public pool, like on a day or a beach, and a man shows up with some short swim trunks, I'm just gonna assume he also has a little black case with butt plugs and Astroglide. I am. Omni Vortex said, "Boy addiction." Y'all remember when Sam used to play that? I'm addicted to boys. Dr. Hope. Dr. Hope says, does he have any pictures with T.S. Madison? Now he got an OnlyFans child. Baby, hold on, Jesus. If this man got an OnlyFans, in Jesus' name, it's about to be. That's just a shirt, right? Because, people do be buying them shirts to be cheeky. I cannot. Baby, if this man is on OnlyFans, oh Jesus. If this man is on OnlyFans, if this nigga is on OnlyFans, understand that means it's only bottoms, honey. Okay? It's only bottoms if he's on OnlyFans. Okay, now listen. That shirt right there, that is an LGBTQIA plus shirt all day. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. Now, look, everything is alleged. We're not making any judgments here. We are just speculating and gossiping. Okay. But this shirt, I'm going to say this. This is not a red flag, this shirt. This shirt is a pink flag. This shirt is a pink flag. Keys 3375. Go to the wall. You are on punishment. You're on punishment. This shirt, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't know about that shirt, baby. That shirt, that's a pink flag. And yes, and his nipples sticking out like that too. If if you don't take it, what? A married man on only what is going? Maybe they're both on man. Maybe they're both on OnlyFans. Who knows, child? Who knows? So listen, we got any more, Aaliyah? We got any more? Let's go ahead and put it on out there, baby. Okay. If we got any more, let's put it on out there. She's what the hell are y'all say? Look, baby. It is a size medium, Jesse. It's definitely a size medium. It definitely is. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Let me move this. Okay. So Yeah, this is a regular. This is a regular. I guess a regular pick, but I don't know, baby. Read the last 3 sentences. He says he does not have an OnlyFans account. Yeah, we were just being cheeky, but baby, the advertisement. Okay, pay attention to the pink flags, muffin. Pay attention. Okay. Fuzzy says I'm overcooked. Oh, that's what I'm trying to figure out, Omni. That is what I am trying to figure out. You thought she was single, baby. That's because you know what? She really set herself up to be played, right? Aaliyah, let's pull the interview up. I feel like like a lot of women that are thirsty and that are thirsty for the spotlight, because make no mistakes about it, Micca has been trying to be put on for a long time, and you would think that she would be in a different position, you know, with the okay, let me put it back on the regular thing. I think we had, which one is it, girl? Was it this one? This one? No. Okay, yeah, go. Is it on there yet? Here. Let me see. I don't know where my all right, so let me see. Do you think the husband have her trying to clean this? I think that I don't think she can. I don't think she can clean this up. I don't think that she can. This is all bad, honey. It's all bad. It's all bad. So let me add something up here really quickly. And then we can go ahead and get into this. Think about this. Even though Anton is getting dragged and people are talking shit about him, she's taking the biggest L, because now in front of everybody, she's made to look like a side chick. She's made to look like a woman that cheats on her husband. Like she's just made to look bad. She's gonna hold the L, not Anton. Not even Anton's wife. No, we just showed you have to rewind, baby. He's not white. It's really too late for her. So let's go ahead and get into this interview, because she made herself look real dumb on this interview. Let's go. You gotta unmute the screen. You know what? I'll do this part because I'll have to stop.
All right, so let's get into.
Yeah, let me just pull it up. I'll do that part just in case our synchronization is off. Let me pull it up, child, because what? Let me do this. Because honey, this really to me made her look so bad. And like to me, ain't no coming back from this one. This made her look horrible. Okay. Let me see. Started about 19 minutes. And let's remove this one and let me share this screen. And there we go. All right. Let's get into it. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Let's get into this mess.
Just ridiculous policies.
All right, so let's get into Anton Daniels. Here's my thinking. With your vast erudition or knowledge in politics, was that the connection or bond? Because as I understand, he's a conservative, and much of his rhetoric, if you will, is political.
Correct.
Is that fair to say?
That's fair.
That is fair. Was that the bond or the connection between you and Anton?
Absolutely. So I was a watcher of Anton's content way before, I actually knew Anton. So that is one of the bases of my connection with Anton, and also the financial conservatism too, because Anton knows a lot about financial decisions.
Okay, and how would you describe your political relationship with him?
Political relationship, what do you mean?
Yeah, so is it primarily the relationship or the friendship you have is primarily about politics?
Well, no. Well, the relationship that we have now is primarily business.
Or prior to, when you say now, there's an emphasis that maybe it was different prior to.
No, the only prior to is before I knew him.
Okay.
So before I knew him, of course, I'm a consumer at that point.
Yeah.
So I'm, looking at Anton, like I said, from the conservative politics and the fiscally conservative.
Did she say physically or fiscally? Maybe she said fiscally because he does talk about finance a lot. Because nothing about Anton says conservative other than like some of the policies that he may support politically. But if you actually know or have been around conservative people, a conservative man would never move the way that Anton Daniels moves. A conservative man would never embarrass his wife the way Anton has, even if she's too dumb to realize that that's embarrassing behavior. A conservative man would not even want that jacket on him. He would not want it to fit, even if he was fucking around. Okay, he wouldn't want nobody to know it.
Shows he used to have.
Yeah, and what was it that caught your attention to stay connected to the work that he does?
Before I knew him?
Yep.
Oh,
you said you was a consumer of his work. Yeah.
It would be like the Millionaire Morning Show. That's actually what I did watch. I didn't know Anton's other shows until we started working together.
Sure.
But the Millionaire Morning Show, it has, like I said, it has different components of news, financial information, politics,
sure,
and a little bit of pop culture, which is my lane.
Yeah. And even with that being your lane, how did the lanes collided, if you will? Meaning that at some point, either you reach out, you email, you DM, you say, hey, this is great work you're doing. It's something that I'm interested in knowing more about. How was that establishment?
So Anton reached out to me.
Sure.
And he asked.
Well, let me ask you this, just for clarity for the public. When you say he reached out to you, so if you're a consumer of his work, how does he know to reach out to you?
He doesn't know to reach out to me.
So how
it just happens that, well, I watch a lot of people.
Sure.
Online, but it just happens that he emailed me. I have my email up on my on my Instagram. I have it up on my
Yeah, but that's what
YouTube.
I'm asking. How did he know? How did he establish connection with you to know to email you?
Well, from what he told me, somebody sent him my work. And so he wanted to work with me. So he emailed me.
Okay. So,
baby, what is your work? That's what I would like to know, because prior to this situation, I don't know what, does anybody know what her work was? We'll let it roll.
Someone sent him your information and then he decided to reach out to you.
Mm-hmm. Somebody sent him my content and he decided to look me up. He got my email, send me email.
And if you can be transparent, what did he say in the email, or what did he say that established your interest to move to the next step?
Well, when I got the email, I already knew who Anton Daniels was because I'm watching Anton Daniels.
Yeah.
So he asked if I would be interested in doing an interview. I said, sure.
Okay. And the interview does he normally invite guests to come on?
All the time.
Oh, he does?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anton has one-on-ones with pretty much anybody. If his audience finds somebody intriguing, which is how he found me in the first place, then he'll bring them on, or if he finds them intriguing.
Yeah. And then you establish this sort of cordial friendship, if you will. Mm-hmm. It's a friendship at that point because you weren't working.
No. So once I did after I did the interview did really, really well.
Okay.
Especially
and what was the
for
interview about?
everything. Anton asked me stuff from relationships, like my thoughts on relationships, because Anton does relationship panels and all of these things. So from
Now, I would love to know what it was that she said to Anton that loved her perspective on relationships, because she's clearly mishandled her marriage as well as he's mishandled his, to the point like that. He must have, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say this. If he was interested in her relationship content, it's because he felt like she was easily accessible. Period. Because what else would there be?
relationships to politics to whatever he can come up with.
So it wasn't really a targeted subject, if you will.
Nope.
It was just, I want to have you on and I want to interview you about whatever comes to mind or whatever he is interested in talking about.
Correct.
Some people would say that's a cake bake. Do you feel it was?
What's a cake bake?
A cake bake is when I have a sort of a hidden agenda, if you will, for reaching out to a specific person, sort of making you believe that it's one thing and it could be something else. I may have insidious characteristics. And then once I'm able to lure you in, if you will, I sort of cake bake that situation, meaning that now I have your attention and I have you a part of my space, if you will.
Well, I've never heard of that, but I mean,
that's why
there could be people that can, but I can tell you right now, Anton was always like straight on for it, professional. Like there was really
no. I'm not questioning his character.
I'm just saying like there's nothing really.
My bad. So if we have time, because I do have to get on a plane tonight, but if we have time, make sure you guys remind me when this is over to show y'all just how unprofessional Anton is. Because for her to say that he's always professional, we've seen him drunk on a panel, literally flirting with a woman, talking about how she made him feel, how sexy she is. Like, it's crazy. Like, why is she trying to act like we didn't see what was going on?
That would fit into what you were, what you're describing. Yeah.
So to you, based on my definition of cake bake, inviting you to come onto the show to have a conversation about no particular topic, or at least a topic that he would serve as a prowess, did not feel like a cake bake.
No, because, and especially, and let's be clear, especially in the independent podcasting space.
Sure.
Some podcasters are, particular. You and I would be amongst the top, because a lot of them don't really have an actual angle.
Yeah.
They get around, they talk, they do this, that, and the third. So it's not uncommon that somebody might say, "Oh, I like what you said there. Hey, you want to come on?" And it might not be anything in my field or lane, but that doesn't stop them from reaching out.
And where's the show taped?
So he tapes in Detroit.
So he's in Detroit. So you had to fly out to Detroit?
Correct.
Did he or the show pay for you to come out?
Correct.
And did they pay for your room and board as well?
Correct.
So you stayed in a hotel. Actually, let me pose that as a question. Did you stay in a hotel?
Correct.
You did stay in a hotel. And you stayed alone in a hotel?
Correct.
Okay, just because these are questions that have come in, so I just want to bring some clarity. At what point do you believe the public and other people started paying attention to your friendship?
I think probably when I started to actually be a regular.
Okay, so give us that timeline from when he flew you out, you participated as a guest, you're done with the show, you fly back home. At what point from that last time up until you became a regular, were you in communication with him?
So,
like months?
So after I did the first interview,
Sure.
Probably maybe a couple of weeks after the interview aired and Anton could actually see how it was doing, I got a really good response from his audience. And so his audience decided, and that, to people that don't know Anton, sure. Anton is a big advocate of what his viewers and his watchers think, his chat, all of that. He calls them his co-host. A chat is like Anton is a
advocate of, you were saying,
of listening to what they like.
I see. Okay.
So if they like this or that, he will pay attention to it, okay. And he'll try to implement that in the show. So Anton watched how everybody pretty much loved the interview. They're like this part about it. Oh, I think we think she's smart. We like this. She's pretty. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And so,
people actually said you were pretty because you are. Yeah. You're beautiful.
Thank
but
you.
Well, we used to work together, woman. Yes, so I know this stuff. But I just want to make sure that I'm really.
This man is not here for the bullshit. And look, what you say now, Nikki girl? Nickology fitness girl, you need to get over here and train me, baby. You need to train me. I need to be ready for the summer. Okay. Hey, Tequila girl, she said you have mutual friends with her husband. Girl, you need to find out too.
The captivating the responses that the public wants. So people were saying, based on what he shared with you, that people said you were beautiful, you were smart.
Well, no, it's not based on what he was sharing with me. It's based on what's still on the page.
I see.
Yeah. So you can see that in the comment section. And of course, when it aired, you can see it in the chat.
Sure.
So you see all of these different things and you're like, okay, well, if this is something that people are interested in, then I should explore more on it.
Okay.
And so Anton decided that he was going to revamp one of his channels that he canceled, called Fight Club or something like that. And he decided to make it like a nightly talk show.
Okay.
And when I guess he went on one of his live streams and as the bag chasers, as they're called, what they thought, and a lot of them bring Micca. And so
you were heavily requested, your appearance.
Yes. And you can, and I tell people this all the time, with Anton, 99% of the things that he does is on camera.
Yeah.
So you can go back and just look at the comments.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just curious, does he also recruit males?
Yes.
So right now the team is made up, if you will. So let me make sure I understand this. The show, which are you hiring?
Let's be clear though. The men that he recruits, he like, if you think about the men over there, the men are literally his sons. He don't respect them. They literally are yes men. Like, it is literally the biggest group of beta bitches that I've ever seen in my life. I'm gonna tell y'all, I cannot stand to see a yes man. I can't stand to see a man just sit under another man and not have a mind of his own, not have no pushback, sitting up here acting like you agree with everything. They literally don't look, and I don't know who you are. I don't know if any of these men are like in the chat or whatever. You look lame as fuck over there. Anton makes y'all look lower than the bitches y'all think are beneath y'all. I can't stand a man that cannot stand on his own too, that don't have his own voice, or that would openly come to YouTube and say black men didn't have a voice until YouTube. Like, y'all are yes men, and it is disgusting. I understand why y'all don't like women, because y'all are just a few chromosomes away from being a woman. Y'all, like, those men over there are straight bitches, all of them. Okay, every last one of y'all need to grow a backbone and stop acting like dude, like, for real.
Aired by him currently on a show.
It's called Room 9 now, but at the time it's called After Hours.
So it's called Room 9. It was called After Hours. And how many regular guests or co-hosts rather are on there?
I want to say 5 or 6 now. So when it started, it was just me and Quentin.
Okay.
A gentleman named Quentin.
Sure.
And then it grew.
Okay. And now it's made up of male-female ratio, which
correct.
is, what's the male-female ratio?
So 1, 2, 3, so maybe 4 females, 3 males.
4 females, 3 males. Okay. Yeah. Are you a paid employee?
Correct. Well, I'm contracted.
Contracted.
Correct.
Yeah. And do you have to fly out every time?
No. Most of it is virtually. Only when we're actually like doing something, some like a bunch of content where we have to go there.
Yeah. What sealed the deal for you in working with Anton, or at least felt comfortable to say, I want to stay on as a contractor and I really like what he has? What sealed that deal? So you become a guest and then you go back home and then you decided to accept the offer, if you will. But what sealed it for you?
What sealed it is I had already started in my podcasting process, and while I was there, I just in that small day and a half window, I got to see Anton's work ethic.
Sure.
And I got to see what goes on behind the scenes in podcasting and what actually how I can actually get to these numbers and, just things that a lot of people charge for.
Yep.
A lot of people sometimes, especially in Black and brown communities, don't want to tell, like it's some type of secret or somebody's going to steal their job.
Yep.
And so I was able, to benefit from being able to see this firsthand. And that was something. And he was very open about showing me this or that and the third, because
okay, is it just me? Because I literally just started reviewing this stuff. Hey, Brownie girl. I literally just started reviewing his content. But from my view, it seems like she gets treated a lot better than anyone else. I've seen him disrespect the hell out of everybody, which his disrespect towards her is a different way. But like, there's definitely a difference on how she's treated and how other women around them have been treated, and men too.
Because it wasn't a sense of, oh, this is a threat if I tell you this, or you're going to tell other people and I'm not going to be able to make money.
Sure. So right now, your role as a co-host is virtual.
Correct.
How often do you fly, or what would be the need to fly to Detroit?
Only if we're doing other content. So like, we did content one time for, a couple of times, but in the beginning, the first time was for my channel.
Sure.
So I needed to do a one-on-one interview. So I got to do that plus our after hours.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Does Anton have you on an NDA? I've read that somewhere. A non-disclosure agreement for people who don't know.
Yeah, they always say that because some people pay attention to.
But does he have you on one?
No, I'm not on NDA.
So you're not on NDA.
No, I'm not on NDA. But he does give out NDAs to.
So why aren't you on an NDA, Muffin? Why are you so special? That's what I'm talking about. Miss Married Woman.
A lot of people. If not
staff. You mean staff?
Anybody that he works with. So they don't have to be staff if he just maybe interviewed you or whatever.
But were you ever on the NDA?
No.
So what's the exception? Why are you an exception?
Right.
I don't think I'm an exception because I don't ask, who's on an NDA. So I don't know.
But you know that other people
I have seen him, put people on NDA. But as far as staff go, I don't ask. It's almost like at your job, you don't go, well, what's your salary?
Oh,
what's your salary?
Oh no, they do.
Well,
depending on
where you're not supposed to.
They wouldn't ask me.
In HR, you're not supposed to.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I've never inquired to the other hosts if they have it or not, because I really don't care.
Now, are you paid per episode?
No, I'm paid per month. just
per
like,
month.
Yeah, like YouTube.
Wow. How much does he pay you?
It
The
depends.
range.
It depends because we bring in a lot of super chats, which is extra money that the audience gives.
And that's the way he makes the money for the show?
No.
Okay.
YouTube has AdSense and he has sponsorships, things like that. So all of that is factored in, plus anything that the audience gives as well.
Sure. So how much does he pay you? We were just talking about that range. Unless you want to specifically say how much. I'm
not going to give a specific
because that's the NDA characteristic.
No, that's my.
Or you want to protect him?
That's
so
my
then how
business.
Much?
That's my business mind sense because there are other people on that show. I do not know how much.
So then let's give a range.
Dude, it's not. He really is. See, I didn't see the beginning of his interview. He is not cutting no fucking corners. Okay.
Because the range doesn't pinpoint the range.
That's why I said I can do the range.
Yeah, sure.
You asked me to pinpoint.
Sure. What's the range?
So I can do a range of anywhere between 2 to maybe 35.
To what? I don't know. You said $2, $200.
To 35.
2,000
to 35.
To 3,500 a month.
Correct.
Okay. For your role.
I'm only on that show. So there are some people that are on 5 days a week. There are some people that are on 1 day a week. And for me, I'm only on Thursdays and Fridays.
Okay. So Thursdays and Fridays, you make a good amount of money just for Thursdays and Fridays?
Correct.
Yeah. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of what's been out there. Mm-hmm. So I understand that Anton is married. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you're married? Correct. Have you met Anton's wife?
Yes.
How would you describe her?
She's when I say probably one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. That lady is probably one of the nicest people I've ever met. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so you repay her by allowing her husband to create a narrative around you guys having an inappropriate relationship. That's why a lot of women do not fuck with or trust other women. So that's how you repay a woman that you respect and that's the nicest woman you ever seen. Okay, let's go.
Has Anton met your husband?
In person, absolutely not.
He has not met him in person.
Huh? Little Miss Conservative. See, this is what makes me wonder if her husband is on some sort of booty bandit spectrum. Because what man that cares about his wife, because this woman flies out with this man and all that stuff. Yeah, and I agree. She does have a nasty sort of energy. She definitely does.
So has he met him over the phone or in DM? What other form of introduction when you say not in person?
Because a lot of people assume that, when you have to see people, it has to be in person, or that if you don't meet them in person, then it's something or whatever. So
I'm saying, what's the form of communication? That he met your husband?
They don't have a form of communication where they talk back and forth.
Yeah. But you said he did not meet your husband in person.
No.
Is that to imply that he met him virtually?
No.
So he's never met your husband?
No.
And why is that?
No particular reason.
Sure.
Just I've never had to actually do anything where my husband was there, and so if he's there, if when we work together, is here, so my husband's come here. But
when we first met and worked together,
we were in person as well.
Your husband came.
Yeah, but we were here. We were here in the DC area. Yes, my husband came.
Yes.
So again, if he was here, then yes. But most of my business dealings, and if not all, I usually have a manager or somebody else deal with that. So that's the reason why it's not a thing. But I talked to my husband about it.
How long have you and Anton been business partners or friends?
We're business partners. And
so you're not a friend, because I don't want to provide language that's inaccurate.
That's why I changed it.
Yeah.
We're business partners, absolutely.
You're not friends.
No.
Okay.
Friends would imply that we hang outside of business.
Not necessarily. Well, yes, correct.
Yeah, like
outside of business.
Yeah,
correct.
like not we were, me and you were shooting here, and then we just get something to eat afterwards, but we are doing business.
Yes.
I'm saying, hey, are you up? Are you available today? Or you want to go out to the blah blah blah?
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Do you believe it was important at some point for you to introduce your husband to Anton?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure his wife thought it was important to meet you.
So I can't speak on what his wife thought.
Correct.
But the one time that I would have is when we had an event here, but he had to work. So, I mean.
But have you made it a concerted effort to make it happen? We do what we want to do, when we want to do it, for whom we want to do it for. And if something is really important to you and your family.
So can I ask the women that are in committed relationships, the wives, would your husband not want to meet this man or make it imperative that he meet him? Just like for because I don't know. I pay attention to shit. So if there are certain things, especially if you grew up around certain type of men or whatever that actually cared about their family, their wives and their children, like they'll drop everything. You know what I'm saying? And the men, what man is letting their wife in this chat room go off and do content with this man, fly out to his crib and all this kind of stuff, and you don't meet him? Like, seriously, who's doing that?
Either on your end as a wife, you absolutely make a concerted effort for this man, or
go ahead,
or Anton as a man says, I want to meet your husband just because you're married, and I don't want any messaging or anything else to be misconstrued by him or the public. So it's fair that I introduce myself. Has that conversation happened?
No, that conversation has not happened. And I understand what you're saying. My thing, again, my business dealings is normally with me, my manager, things like that. But it's not without my husband knowing. So everything that I do, every place that I go, everything that I'm going to be doing, my husband knows. And I have to actually talk about it with him, tell him what I'm doing, things like that.
How did you reassure your husband this was strictly business? Like, if my wife is flying to another state,
because of
at some point I'm going, or I need to meet this person in person. And it doesn't matter to me if he's single or married. It doesn't matter to me if he feels that he wants to meet me. I want my wife to be very committed and loyal to the idea of her business engagements. I should be comfortable with as a husband. Do you understand?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
Sure.
But my thing is, I think a lot of people sometimes misconstrue is this. You guys separate for some reason, independent from like big conglomerates, right? So if there's a person that has a business,
sure,
it automatically changes from if Disney calls you, right? Because there have been other things that I have done as far as movie sets and other things that my husband has not gone to, and nobody would bat an eye if I'm talking to the director or if I'm going to meet,
Bullshit. We post Weinstein. We're literally post Weinstein. So everybody would bat an eye. Stop it, Muffin. Just stop it. And like, is it me, or does she just do what? You know what she is? And Taz did say it, that she's a master manipulator, but she is trying to paint a picture way before he even gets to the thick of what he's trying to say.
For a shoot for this or that. your spouse is not always coming. And so I think the notion that just because is this person, and I understand that people have their own thoughts and perceptions of people, but I think a lot of the times when it comes down to people who are in independent media, they think it's more of a personal level, and still it's business.
Yeah. But I think what people may feel befuddled or confused by is at some point you put the business aside when rumors are brewing, when images are plastered all over social media.
Now you're talking about a year later.
Okay, so before a year later, let me ask you this. Has there ever been a concern from your husband about your business relationship with Anton?
My business relationship, absolutely not. Because one, he can watch it. Like he can literally sit there and watch it. And then two, if he has a concern or anything he wants to know, I just tell him.
Has he ever been incredulous? Skeptical? Has he been with your flying out there, or depending on how long you stay, or just the mere fact that I never even met this person? Has he just had that sort of incredulity, if you will, about not meeting your male business partner?
So I think he would like to be, more involved with coming out there. But again, and you know what my husband does for a living. Sure. So it's not feasible.
No, it's feasible, because here's how I see it. If Anton has to get on an airplane and come and meet your husband out of respectability, then that's what a man does.
If that
so
was
feasible.
I was talking about feasible for if anytime I have to get up and go do something. And it's not just with Anton.
I know that, because your husband hasn't always been on the show when we were doing something. So I get that.
Correct. And so that's what I mean by it's not always feasible. But if it was,
I'm wondering, so it's clear that her husband and this dude is cool, right? But now I'm wondering, because there is no way she could have known that because this is almost ambush questioning, right? And exactly, I agree, Bronny Ellie, your husband is supposed to be a protector, but you know what though? Some of these Negroes ain't protecting nothing but the whites of their Jordans. They've never seen it done, so they don't know how. So apparently her husband falls into that category, perhaps. I don't know.
Was to that point where he wanted to have, Anton do something, or if it was, well, I want to go, sure, that would have been fine.
Yeah.
But it's never I don't, how should I say it? I don't give I need to hide this, or it's just, I just really feel that because this is independent, that we are not looking at it as business, because
what is independent?
Because this is so this is your business here.
Sure.
I can talk to you directly instead of having to talk to 1,001 people to get to you.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
With that, it's still a business, but I can talk directly to you. So I can talk directly to Anton. So being that I can talk directly to Anton, I think people get a sense of that, well, because you can do that, then now it's something more happening if you go meet with this person.
Yeah.
Versus looking at it still the same. Yeah, this is not a big corporation, but this is still business, and this is still a person that is going to be employing me, contracting me, whatever.
So what about your marital contract though? What about protecting, how that comes off? And Chicks Speak On It says, yeah, only a white man will go for this, or this man. Because this man right here is her husband, honey. So he going for it. He going for it. Now, some of the ladies have detected a slight amount of zest. I don't know if that helps it, but I mean, somewhere in between zest, cuck, and I don't give a damn because I got my own shit going on is where I'm gonna lay my cards at. Okay.
Different notion was this must be for this instead of looking at it as business.
So let's call a thing, if you will. And I want to really drive it home. Has Anton ever flirted with you?
Flirted with me as a sense of what? Just naturally, like we're sitting here, or because I'm gonna.
Baby, he asked you a direct question. Did the nigga flirt or not? Like, you're an attractive woman. Men flirt all the time. You know damn well when a nigga is flirting, even when he's trying to pretend like he's not. You know. I cannot stand a disingenuous asshole. I cannot.
Because I'm going to explain.
Well, I don't want to get into wordsmithing.
No, there's no wordsmithing.
Okay.
The reason why I'm asking.
Because then I want to talk about some pictures too.
No, yeah, okay. I got you. But the reason why I'm asking is because there's two different things, right?
Nigga want to talk about pictures.
Anton does things for content, and then there's things that Anton would do if we're just sitting here.
Okay.
So if you're saying,
so what do you do for content, Muffin? I'm trying to figure out, like, why is she trying to massage this man's understanding of what's happened? He asked her a direct question. He said, does Anton flirt with you? How come she can't say yes or no?
Personally, if me and Anton was just sitting here, no. Now, if you're talking about for content, when we're doing the virtual rooms and things for the show, Anton has said multiple things. So that's why I asked, which one are you talking about?
So let me hear a few of the multiple things that he said that was a flirt.
What people would consider if he's, saying,
not people, what you considered as a flirt.
I would say probably if he's like, oh, Micca, you're so sweet, or you're so cute, right? But the problem that
who says that as a married man? If I ever walk in and my husband is talking to a woman telling her, oh, you're so sweet, or you're so, baby, you better be talking to one of the daughters, one of the nieces, the grandbabies, the granny, the mommy, the cousin, okay? And it better be first, second, third cousin, okay? Ain't nobody playing them kind of games. What does she mean? What does she mean? And he's married. He's married.
I have with it is because I know he's doing it for content, right? And
well, how does your husband feel about that? This is the woman that, the woman that was inspired by Trina, that wants us to believe that she's conservative. There is nothing conservative about this position.
He's not actually talking to me. However, I will say what I probably should have paid more attention to is the fact that people take content as real life instead of just content, right? Because
hold on now. You've been on one of the larger platforms amongst Black spaces on YouTube. You see how this goes. You've seen them make content about Anton's wife for a couple of years now, calling some of his behaviors out. Why did you think that you were exempt? Because you thought that you can hide. But that's because you didn't know Nylah was here, baby. Okay? Because we brought your ass out today, didn't we? Amen. Shout out to Lanny. Thank you so much for the Cash App, Lene, I think. And also, Kelly, thank you so very much for the Cash App. I appreciate it much.
I come from a world where I know entertainment is entertainment, and people say this and that, with reality shows, all of that is just for entertainment. And the cameras cut off, and they don't really hate each other. They talk to each other.
But has he said those things to you privately?
No, and that's why I asked
It's
you.
all been on the show?
Yes, that's why I asked you the difference. And that's why I wanted to make that distinction. Because if I just said, yeah, he said this word, you would probably think it's just because we're sitting here. That's why I said, no, he has done it for content while we're all, and mind you, he says it to not just me, other women on the panel.
And how did you feel when a married man said that to a married woman?
Again,
Y'all,
you know,
let me back that up for a second. Let me back that up. I want full context.
Anton has said multiple things. So that's why I asked, which one are you talking about?
So let me hear a few of the multiple things that he said that was a flirt.
What people would consider if he's, you know, saying,
not people, what you considered as a flirt.
I would say probably if he's like, oh, Micca, you're so sweet, or you're so cute, right? But the problem that I have with it is because I know he's doing it for content, right? And he's not actually talking to me. However, I will say what I probably should have paid more attention to is the fact that people take content as real life instead of just content, right? Because I come from a world where I know entertainment is entertainment, and people say this and that, you know, with reality shows, all of that is just for entertainment. And they go, the cameras cut off, and they don't really hate each other. They talk to each other.
But has he said those things to you privately?
No, and that's why I asked you.
It's all been on the show?
Yes, that's why I asked you the difference. And that's why I wanted to make that distinction. Because if I just said, yeah, he said this word, you would probably think it's just because we're sitting here. That's why I said, no, he has done it for content while we're all, and mind you, he says it to not just me, other women on the panel.
And how did you feel when a married man said that to a married woman?
Again, at first, because you don't understand,
who doesn't understand?
Meaning, well, I'm talking about myself.
Yeah.
So again, being on YouTube, when you don't understand certain bounds of YouTube panels and things like that, people on panels say all types of egregious stuff or whatever to get reactions from the crowd, right? And so you might personally take stuff a certain way when they were just doing it as a reaction to get people in the crowd.
And so how did you feel?
I didn't feel a certain way. I didn't say anything because I was a little off-putted. But once I understood what he was trying to do, I'm like, okay, well, you can't say this and that and the third. It's okay if you're like, okay, I have beautiful women on my panel. That is fine, right? Because people can acknowledge that people look nice and things like that. But it's when it becomes personalized that it looks funny to the audience.
So we don't think that it was personalized because we can clearly see a distinction between how Anton treated her and how he treated others. And Sanji, thank you so very much for the super chat. Dr. Sanji, we might have to have you give us a psychological breakdown of this woman's behavior. So I hope you are watching because we're going to need your expertise on this woman. Okay. I didn't diagnose this woman already with histrionic personality disorder and several others. So I'm gonna need you in a little bit, Dr. Sanji.
How does his wife feel? Has his wife Rita ever expressed to you her disdain, or have you heard her discuss something with him about her disapproval of saying that to you on a show? Even because
go ahead.
Well, let me just say this just before you answer. I think there's a line you draw in the sand when I say something because it's content. So I'm producing content here. I'm doing a show. And if I say to you, knowing your husband, wow, you look so beautiful, and you're so gorgeous. Boy, I wish we could probably just go for a nice drink. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, but he's never said that to me.
Yeah, but
that's totally different.
He may not have used my words. I'm just saying.
No, he's never done that. Period. Like, oh, well, let's go for it.
But he's called you beautiful.
Oh, yes.
And gorgeous.
Yes.
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 On the show.
Yes.
And to you, that's not a problem. Because it's happened more than once.
Correct.
And I'm not trying to make it a problem.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Let me answer your.
Okay, so we know she got a bullshit answer, but Melody Johnson said, I don't know what she told Anton about her husband. Anton is way too comfortable with the way he talks to Micca on his show. I agree. And someone asked, was he a government police officer, an MP? It did look like he was an MP, and he is retired. Okay. So that you know, I was wondering if this guy was a lawyer as well, because she does seem to be getting cross-examined, right?
Question. So yes, he said beautiful, gorgeous, whatever. But there's not like, well, I want to take you to the whatever, or let's do this and this and that. And it's just,
well, he's taking you somewhere. Let's look at this picture. You guys were at a game when you said he wanted to take me somewhere. Now, I'll be honest. When I saw this,
wait, wasn't this a whole ambush? I was not ready for how he just did this. Well, he just like, the hell? This an attorney. I don't care what nobody say, or at least he went to get his JD or something. Okay. Shout out to Mrs. Andrew for the super chat. Thank you so much for showing love. Thank you so much. Do y'all see how he just did that? That was crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the show.
Yes.
And to you, that's not a problem. Because it's happened more than once.
Correct.
And I'm not trying to make it a problem.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Let me answer your question. So yes, he said beautiful, gorgeous, whatever. But there's not like, well, I want to take you to the whatever, or let's do this and this and that. And it's just,
well, he's taking you somewhere. Let's look at this picture. You guys were at a game when you said he wanted to take me somewhere. Now, I'll be honest. When I saw this picture, I was flabbergasted.
Why?
Because
wait.
Sure.
So go back to what you were saying, because you can't intertwine the two. So you were asking,
sure,
was he expounding on
flirt,
on the certain type of things that he says? And we were talking about him saying beautiful, whatever, but not expounding in that way.
Yes.
Now, what is your question that you're asking now? Because
I think I asked it, was it disrespectful? Did you feel that it was disrespectful? And I think you answered it by saying no, because you realize that it's content and people do these shows and they say things. And you also clarified it by saying outside of the show, that has never happened. Would that be correct, what I heard?
Right. But you use the hook at the end to say, well, he's taking you somewhere.
Well, I think you said something, and we can probably roll it back in post-production. You said something about when we go places or he takes me somewhere. And that's what made me say.
So what I said was he's not adding on to the beautiful or gorgeous, saying, dang, you're so gorgeous.
Yes.
That I want to take you to the whatever so we can do this.
And I thought we clarified that, because I said those are my words. That's what I said. And you did say he doesn't say that.
No.
Right. And
she thinks that she could spin this dude, but she can't. And I love that for us in this review of this stream. Okay. Shout out to Mixtures Monica. Thank you so very much for the super chat. She says, was she the woman that showed up on Corey's show when they had the falling out? Corey mentioned Anton being with the woman they. Yes, this is the bitch that needed to be explained. According to Corey's bitch ass. This is the bitch that needed to be explained. Okay.
I didn't want to put words in his mouth, but I wanted to be clear. So let's go to the picture.
Okay.
Tell us about this. How did this happen?
So this was the day that we did the interview. So the show did an interview, or just you and him? This was my interview day.
The first day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
So this don't look, I'm sorry, y'all, forgive me, but we about to be grown and talk about it. Do this picture not give, I got fucked last night? I'm sorry if I just have one of those imaginations, but I know she, I mean, that's what it looks like. I believe this does not give, I'm taking a platonic photograph as a married woman with a married man who I just work with. That's not what that's giving. There's a certain sort of aura that you purposefully try to give when you are in close proximity to a man that is not related to you and that is not yours. There's a certain amount of distance. There is a way that you carry yourself around other men. One of my things is I don't even look you in your fucking face. You're gonna think that I got an attitude with you because I'm looking past you because I don't want you to get shut twisted. So let alone I definitely would never be leaning in unless that's a relative or you know what I'm saying? Like that it doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. This is whole shit.
Wow.
So this is my interview day. Because you can go and you can see the outfits, the same outfit, same everything. Now what he is doing here is he had already a business meeting set up there. So there is.
That's what he told you.
No,
correct?
That's what happened.
No, I'm not saying that's what he told you as if that was a cake bake. He told you he had a business meeting and you were invited.
No.
Okay.
That is a very nice way of saying this nigga thinks you're dumb. I do too. But let me say it to you in a way so you can understand. Is that not what he's doing? Man, listen.
So again, back there, probably like on the first level there is a area where if you have, your high roller seats and things like that, you I don't know what they call it there in Detroit, but here in DC, they call it maybe the Ultra Club.
Okay, we're going to get to that. I know that's a big part, but y'all, I'm sorry. I got to go back to this photo. Okay, so let me just go back to where he put it on the screen, right? If you respect the woman that he is married to, like you claim, right? Like she said, his wife is the nicest woman she's ever encountered or be around. If you respect her and understand, how things are anyway when people are watching you interact with someone else's husband, especially if it's considered a high profile situation or whatever, you're not going to want anybody to think anything crazy. So you're going to be mindful of how every part of you, you're going to be mindful of your body language. You're going to be mindful of how you're looking. You're not going to try to look. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. She's very sexy. And she knows what she's doing. Like, why would you even want to put his wife through having her girlfriend say, hey, you sure this woman should be around your man? Like, you don't think, and she's not 19 or 20. This woman is damn near 40 years old. How the fuck do you not know that you could possibly put this woman on the chopping block with friends and family? Even if this bitch ass nigga don't want to respect his wife, you not gonna respect her? Right, because hoes don't respect wives, apparently, even if they are wife.
So the
show did an interview or just you and him?
This was my interview day.
The first day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
So this is my interview day. Because you can go and you can see the outfits, the same outfit, same everything. Now what he is doing here is he had already a business meeting set up there. So there is.
That's what he told you.
No,
correct?
That's what happened.
No, I'm not saying that's what he told you as if that was a cake bake. He told you he had a business meeting and you were invited.
No.
Okay.
So again, back there, probably like on the first level there is a area where if you have, your high roller seats and things like that, you I don't know what they call it there in Detroit, but here in DC, they call it maybe the Ultra Club and things like that, where all the people that have club seats, things like that. Yeah. you have, of course, conference rooms, other things up there. And back there is where he had his meetings. He met a couple of high profile people. They were talking about sponsorships. They were talking about interviews, a whole lot of stuff.
No, I still don't think you answered the question. What I'm trying to
You
get
asked
at,
what was I doing there?
how did, because I said he had a business meeting and
Correct.
invited you,
Correct.
and you said no. So you didn't fall out the sky. They didn't open up the dome and you came down on a harness into the meeting. So what I'm saying is
hold on. Ask your actual question.
So this is what I'm saying. The interview is over. The one-on-one interview is over, correct?
Correct.
What does the conversation sound like to invite you to come here?
Oh, a motherfucking date. That's what it sounds like to me. Because like, okay, we're content creators. Meeting for business or whatever is one thing, but that after that's a date. What's the point? It's an you go from an interview to a date, right? Am I wrong? I mean,
okay.
Because I said you were invited and you said no.
Okay. So no, that's not what I said. But
we're going to play it back.
Nevertheless, so again, he had business meetings there, and he said, well, I got a couple meetings at the game, and these people I think will be good for you to meet. I said, sure.
And you were the only one from the team that went, or were there other people? I know you were the only interview.
I wasn't at a team then.
No, I'm saying the interview was his staff, his production. Like you have camera people, producers, etc. So the production is over. Did he not only apprise you that he was going and invited you, were there other production people?
Well,
because we all have gone out together after production.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, again, you have production people and everything, all that other good stuff. Anton does everything himself.
Yes.
And I do mean all of it. Unless
and I think we're lying.
Sometimes, like if he has something else going on, there may be another person there because they maybe have to help him with something else. But if it's only like one thing that he's doing outside of his own videos,
sure, it's
only him.
So his wife wasn't there.
At this one, no.
Right. So you flew out for an interview.
Mm-hmm.
You went to his studio or place of production.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all did an interview, and it's just you guys. Correct.
So I flew to Detroit. Got to the hotel. Okay. Got to the studio.
He booked a hotel for you. The location.
Correct.
Okay.
Got to the studio. His wife came past the studio. That's when I first met her.
Sure.
But she did not stay.
Okay. Let me ask you this, and I'm not trying to be too investigatory, but it gives foundation. Mm-hmm. How far is the hotel from the studio and from his home, if you knew that?
I've never been to his home. So
well, you don't have to go to a person's home.
You said from his home, so yeah. I don't.
So right here, we're going to have to fact check. And I learned from my husband that his studio is actually his home away from home. Anton is very open about how he got a crib that he does, a content house or whatever that he stays at. And then he goes home, to visit Retta and his daughter. And he openly talks about how he flies bitches in and how they can spend the night. But I'm going to tell you something. Shout out to the brother up here. Because you know what? One thing I cannot stand is when I listen and understand what I'm saying. I hate a bitch ass nigga. I hate a bitch ass nigga with all my might. I can't stand a bitch nigga. And I really can't stand when a man can't see through a manipulative ass hoe because I can't respect him. You know what I'm saying? I got to say, it is refreshing when you start to see more and more men willing to, okay, this is a beautiful woman in front of me and all that, but bitch, I see you and I'm not letting you off the hook. I'm not going to let you play in my face. Okay. Shout out to Laquita. Hey, girl. Thank you for getting a membership here. I just want you to know that now you are a Viber, honey. We're in a relationship. Drop the blue gavel, baby, because we go together real bad. We in a relationship. Let's go.
No.
You don't know that. Okay, fair enough. from the studio? Give or take 5, 10, 15 minutes or more.
I say maybe 10 or 15.
Okay, 10 or 15. So then he says,
it's all downtown.
It's all downtown. So he says, hey, I got this business meeting. I'm going to this game. Would you like to go with me?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously you said yes, because you weren't forced into going.
I got this game. I got this meeting.
I have this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if I'm looking at this picture, are you all on the floor at a basketball game?
Correct. That's the floor.
Okay, at a basketball game.
Correct.
So you went to a basketball game. Did you watch the game?
No. This picture right here, we probably sat on this court maybe 10 minutes.
Oh,
we
I
were
see.
in the back.
So a meeting, and then y'all just went on the floor to take a picture.
No, we just went on the floor and we sat there maybe 10 minutes. And then they had their,
sat there 10 minutes to watch a game for 10 minutes?
He wanted to see a little bit of the game.
This feels
so
like
there maybe about 10 minutes.
Tales.
The quarter ended, went right back to the back.
Okay, and was his wife invited with you guys to the business meeting?
I don't know if she was invited or not.
Was she there?
If she was there, no.
She was not there.
Mm-mm.
Okay. In that moment, did you feel awkward?
No, because I was there for a meeting.
But you had nothing to do with the meeting, right?
Let me finish.
Sure.
I was there for a meeting, right? So he's already having his business dealings, whatever he's going to do. You're in business. You're in this crowd.
Sure.
You absolutely understand that there are networking opportunities. If I know so-and-so and I bring you with me and so-and-so sees you,
correct.
You can make networking opportunities. And you also know that it does not happen in a vacuum. It does not happen in offices.
Correct.
It does not happen. You can be at the golfing. You can be.
Right. But you just had an interview, Muffin. Like there was no established, situation yet. This was an interview. Am I correct? Stars above the Emerald Forest. Thank you so much for the super chat. She says she didn't get her exotical fee up front. She got a basketball game and nachos. Okay. I'm just saying. Okay. Let's go.
At the NBA games, all types of things. So again, kind of like just like the thing we were talking about with it just being the fact that it's just that person that is the business entity. I also think that when people don't know business or people have never experienced what it's like to network, especially with people that are upper echelon, they don't understand that these things don't happen in just offices.
So who is the they that you're talking about? Because if you're trying to, I think she's trying to like social hierarchy shame, for lack of better words. Here's what we understand about people that actually have social hierarchy. They also have social etiquette and social skills, right? So you cannot sit here on one hand and act like you have some sort of exclusive access and exclusive life when you don't know how to play the exclusive game, right? Because if you were truly on the level that you say that you were in, then you would know how to play the game. Your name wouldn't be bad out here. There would be no explain the bitch conversation surrounding your name if you truly were on the pedestal that you're trying to convince us that you're on. Okay?
These things don't happen in a particular place. So there are a lot of high rollers and business people. Like there were people there that were part of the NBA.
Sure.
The guy that owns the actual arena.
Yeah. Yeah.
All there.
Yeah.
All the mayor, like all there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. The former mayor.
The former mayor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the difference. And you know this because we work together.
Mm-hmm.
I go back to how critical it is for the
let's talk about the former mayor that she's talking about. Are you talking about the one that had the crack? That one? Yeah. No. The one that stole the money. Right. He stole the money. So yeah. Upper echelon. Get it. Okay. We get it. Okay. Hey there for her good. How you doing, Muffin? No, you didn't come in here. Where is Taz's clip? Don't blame Mr. Charlie, because Mr. Charlie is just a man. What up, Jay New Orleans?
Male that you're working with, particularly when it's sort of independent and we are being seen and these sort of pictures come about, it's important to meet and know your husband. And I'm not saying he isn't a man of character because I don't know Anton. And I'm not here to vilify him. I'm just going based off how things look and what the concerns have been.
But you are there to make her look like the hoe she is, and we're here for that. Okay, you can't get away from that muffin. You really can't. Okay, Lilac 7207. Thank you so much for the super chat. She says, "Whew, her brain is working hella overtime." You know what? I don't know if it's just me, but it really is giving delayed, like stuck on stupid, cruising on crazy, dangling on dumb, somewhere around there. You know, something like that, child, allegedly.
In the public,
I can understand, but that's why I don't mind. That's why I don't mind talking about it because there's nothing nefarious that I ever had going on. And again, I never do anything unless my husband knows.
So your husband knew that you were going.
Let's pause right there. That is not making your husband look good at this stage, honey. Now, like, it's really, to be honest, like, it's making your husband look like a little bitch. To me, allegedly. Because, like, how is it that we all see it, y'all? We literally all see it. Simeon says, or was she there to be his arm candy to impress those men at the game? Absolutely. You know what's so pathetic about that? Anton has a fairly attractive wife that could be arm candy for him anyway. Because again, what does Anton look like? A dick with eyes. So why any woman around him would make him look better? You know? What's up, Blue Good? Thank you so very much for the super sticker. I appreciate it, Muffin. She says, hello, Nylah mods in chat. Hey, boo. Okay.
To this business meeting.
My husband knew that I was where I was.
No, that's not. Let's be very clear with language. So I want to be clear with my question. Okay. Did your husband know that after the show, the interview was over, you were going to a basketball, not a basketball, you were going to a meeting at an arena where a basketball game was?
It's not fucking playing.
I don't remember if I told him before or after, but I did tell my husband. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you told him.
You don't remember if you told him before. I can't imagine coming home saying, oh, I had an interview with a content creator, Taz, and then we went to the Pistons game. Front row. And I can't, like, which I guess something could happen, like, but I would be on the phone, hey, you got a ticket for my husband? Or look, is this okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of a big deal when you're married. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. Mixtress Monica says, does Anton travel with other women co-workers who only work with him only 2 days a week to basketball games, dinners, and meetings? Look, Anton don't have a lack of respect for Retta. I believe he does whatever these hoes in Retta allows. Heavy emphasis on the hoes.
Of course.
When you say you don't remember
meaning
before or after,
meaning like,
is it fair to say you told him after?
No, it's not fair.
Because how do you not remember that?
Because I don't remember everything about that day.
No, but you're a married woman who goes, and I want to be fair to you, but I want us
because to me, everything that I'm doing is business. So again,
but a married woman doesn't forget if she told her husband she went somewhere before or after. No,
you're trying to pinpoint a time frame, and I'm telling you, I don't remember my time frame.
Not a time frame.
I tell my husband everything. So yes, I did, and I posted this. This is my picture.
Yes.
So again, if I was trying to hide it,
again, your husband must be a bitch. Must be a bitch. Because you're like, and you don't respect him, because if you or you're just dumb. I don't, which it's one of those three things. Either he's a bitch or it's all of these things. He's a bitch, you're dumb, and you don't respect him, because you would not be posting anything that would embarrass him or would, somewhat take away from his positioning with you. Like, you should never want the thought to cross his mind or his peers' mind that somebody else could have you, or somebody else currently has you, or someone else has that. Why would you want it to even look that way? Why would you even want that? Like, one thing, like, look, one thing about me is niggas know not to even fucking try me. Okay? If you don't know me, you might try, but you would try for half of a second. Right? Like how is it that you don't, and like, if she was young, because we've all been young and not completely consciously aware of, you know, of optics and stuff like that, that can happen, but she not. This broad 40 years old. And she's and once you become a wife, you have a certain level of reverence for other wives, because you know, and I'm not putting women who are unmarried underneath, or because I don't believe there's a hierarchy where married women on top. I don't believe in that. But there is a certain level of respect that you give to a marriage and to your own marriage. Like, it just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just old fashioned.
If I didn't want my husband to know it, I would have never posted.
So you think posting it makes you innocuous?
No, I'm telling you that I don't hide anything. I have nothing to hide. And so if I wanted to hide something from my spouse.
So, and if you did not hide that, since you didn't have a problem posting it and you didn't see nothing wrong with it, it's everything that is all of the above. He's dumb, you're dumb, he's a cuck, you don't respect him. Period.
I would have never.
Let's look at the next picture. I thought the next picture was really, really interesting. And in this next picture.
But wait, why are you leaving that one? Why are you leaving? Why are you leaving that one?
What is there more you want to expound?
No, but okay. It's something that you want to expound on, because
you said why I'm.
To Kayla, baby, she's married. She's married. You can rewind. This is her husband. She's married. Okay. She's married and she's a mother. Okay. She's definitely married. She's been married for a little while. Okay. So, like, no doubt about it, baby. No doubt about it.
Leaving that picture to go to the next one? Because I felt like you gave clarity. What I heard you say was, it wasn't a basketball game I was invited to. Correct. I was invited to a business meeting.
Correct.
I heard you say I went for an interview, and after the interview, I was asked and I accepted the offer.
Okay.
I heard you say that I apprised my husband, or you told your husband this is where you were going. You couldn't remember if it was before or after, but either way, your husband knew. And the final thing you said was, you posted the picture.
Correct.
I have nothing further. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Next picture. I was flabbergasted by this picture.
Okay, tell me why.
Because there's no way my wife would be physically touching, leaning on a married man, leaning on a single man, leaning on another man in a way that suggests I'm feeling you, I like you. This is really some sort of.
Why do you think that says I'm feeling you?
Even if it doesn't say I'm feeling you, I don't want my wife.
Why do you think?
Yeah.
Why do you think that suggests that I'm feeling you? Because
you cannot be this dumb. You can't. She could not. Like, is she for real? Like, again, like, at this point, I'm starting to wonder. Is Anton, Retta, Eric, and Micca all in a situationship? Because, like, none of this makes sense to me. None of it makes sense.
Okay, let's
hold on. Hold on. The reason why I'm asking you, the reason why I'm asking you is I have tons of pictures of our former co-hosts.
Yep.
With the same lean, everything.
But here's the difference.
Hold on.
Yes.
And that person is also a male. All right. And we have a working relationship, and it's the same exact type of picture.
But here's the disrespect. This is a married man that you are physically leaning into.
I'm not leaning into.
That to me,
I'm not leaning into.
to me, and
There's space there.
here's my perspective of
Okay.
it. There's a gap between it, but I'm looking at how you have a smile on your face. This is just my perspective. Your eyes look seductive. Just my perspective. And your arm is relaxed on his upper shoulder.
Correct.
And I would never imagine a married woman leaning on a business male partner that way. That to me is inappropriate. That's if you were my wife, I would have a serious problem. My problem would be so serious, you would have to probably extinguish your contract with him.
Okay.
This just because.
Look at her. Okay, like no big deal, baby. I would assume if that were me and I was that crazy, baby, I would assume when I get home, baby, my bags would probably be so neatly packed. and on the reverse, like for real, like I feel like he would probably neatly pack he wouldn't pack my bags. He would be gone. Because Taz is the type that'd be like, you know what, you can have all this shit, goodbye. Okay. Me, on the other hand, if that were him and this is happening, baby, look, I'm gonna make a show. I'm a Taurus. We are expressive and we like shows, you know? And since we putting on a show, I'm gonna be the leading actress and I'm gonna get the Grammy. We about to show out, baby. The clothes, your stuff, the Jordans, baby, everything, everything you own. It ain't in the box to the left. It's in the front. The neighbors gonna know, baby. Everybody gonna know. Like, what is happening? It's something wrong. It is something wrong with this. Seriously, what is happening here? Okay. Let's see. Mixtress Monica, thank you so very much. She says, does Anton travel with other women who only work with him only 2 days a week to basketball games, desert meetings? I answered that one already, baby. Like I said, he does whatever the hoes and his wife allows. Heavy emphasis on the hoes. And Laquita, hey girl. She says, Anton booked the hotel. That's very disrespectful as a husband. Baby. And you know what? I'm not even one of those look over your shoulder, check. Like I'm not her, but like you ain't about to play in my face. Mm-mm. And I ain't about to play in your face because that shit goes, if you actually respect and honor your spouse, you move like it. Like this is insane, y'all.
And I will also feel a little uncomfortable that this gentleman obviously did not either push you away or suggest that we shouldn't take this type of picture. I've never met your husband. I fly you out here once or twice. This is this may not be the first time. So which point was this? Not that it matters if it was the third time, the fourth time.
This is the second time.
The second time?
This is the second time I'm out there. Not the second time I'm dealing with Anton.
Okay, so what's and it doesn't matter to me, but what's that gap between the first time you're there, he takes you to a business meeting at a basketball game, and you guys are sitting on the floor like you are
that we're working together? And it's not like that.
Well, that's not working together.
No, go back to what you just said.
Is that working together?
No, go back to what you just said.
Which part?
It's not that, no, you said a couple.
Well, pick one.
No, you said sitting on the floor like you are a couple.
Yeah, listen, I'm not.
But you're interjecting your own thoughts, especially.
I'm giving you my perspective.
But your perspective is after I told you. So to put something else there.
Okay, I see. That's fair. Okay, so I think that's a fair point. I don't want to spin it. What I want to say is messaging, imagery is critical because imagery is messaging.
Correct.
And a lot of times on a jumbotron at a game, we often see couples, whether you're high up or you're on the floor. A lot of times when people are on the floor, you see.
Do you sit at the game?
Right.
Do I sit at the game?
Correct.
Yes.
Do you sit at the game on the floor?
I have.
No. Do you all the time?
Wow, she's really trying to pull it. That's why I'm glad he is drilling that ass. Pause, y'all. Sorry.
No.
Okay. All right. So who have you met at these games on the floor?
This is my show, not yours. I'm not answering the questions.
Oh, okay. And the reason
if I come on your show, then we can get into that.
However,
I'm
but
not
the reason I asked you is to give perspective, right?
Yes.
Because what I found, okay, because I'm usually in the skybox.
Yes.
When I'm here in DC, I'm in my box. I don't like to be down on the floor. That's not my thing.
Sure.
On the floor, there are family members there. They are some of those people, a lot of them are like business seats.
Yep.
So anybody from these law firms, offices, are down there on the floor.
Yep.
That I've never known who sits down on the floor because I don't care and I don't sit there, right? But by being there, I found out who was actually down there, family members, business partners, all of that. That's what I met.
Listen,
hold on.
Yes.
So again, I'm not disputing your perspective as far as people that don't know.
Yeah.
Right? That's fair. But when you are in that world and you are in the know and you know more than just the I would say the popular culture of who might sit down there, right? Because you might see your favorite rapper, things like that. But all those people that are sitting beside the rapper, you absolutely don't know why they're there.
But two married people shouldn't be sitting together without their spouses.
No. Now, see, and here we are again with you going back to something that's not, because you are essentially saying that I cannot do any business dealings with somebody that is in business.
She's gaslighting y'all.
Because that person is married.
She's gaslighting because she does not want to be held accountable for her actions. Okay. Simeon said, what players box is she sitting in? And to me, that whole thing was irrelevant. That was irrelevant. Like, you didn't have to say, well, this is what happens in the sky. But like, you don't have to do that. That, like, literally, and thank you. She is trying to conflate his statements. She is.
No, what I'm saying is somebody who's never met your husband.
Because if I go out with you or anybody
and
else,
I met your husband.
Okay, but
the former host has met your husband.
We've already talked about that.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is, you're saying because you don't know when you're looking at that picture. You don't know if he met him or not.
I know he hasn't met your husband. When I looked at that picture, and maybe because I have inside knowledge.
Yeah, that's why. So my point is, you don't know.
But I don't have to know to know that that's inappropriate. Let me say this, and maybe you just don't see it. You can't see how this could be construed.
That's not what I said.
Okay, so do you see this as being inappropriate?
We just talked about what it can look like imagery-wise.
So let me ask you, forget the imagery. Is this inappropriate to you?
From my perspective, it wasn't, because that's not what I was doing. But I told you, I can understand why people might have thought that, but I literally did not have anything going on or anything, like there's nothing inappropriate going on. So me just leaning didn't seem like an issue to me.
Okay, so here's some hard questions I really, really need to ask you. First one is, it may not be as hard, but here it is. Are you going to continue working with Anton?
Well, I have not been on after hours since the whole incident happened.
That's not answering my question.
I'm not finished.
Okay.
So I haven't been on after hours since the incident happened. And I felt that, there were a lot of things that I did not like about everything that went on. So with that, I decided to pull away from the show. So no, I am not.
Is that a permanent termination?
I am not.
Permanent termination?
Yes. I was only doing one show.
Okay, so you're no longer a part of it. Here's another very challenging question, but I have to ask you.
Mhm.
I just have to ask you. Have you and Anton ever had sex?
No. No.
Any?
Hold on. No.
Okay, Bill Clinton said the same thing. He said, I did not have sexual relationship with that woman. I don't know, baby. Don't make me get my cards out, honey, because spirit don't be lying to me.
Okay. Any sexual relations?
No. It's always been strictly professional. And that's...
Or you could be professionally sexual.
Oh, I would know.
Well, that's
so
what I'm asking.
again,
Yeah.
it's always been strictly professional. Strictly professional. Like I said, Anton has a persona online.
Okay.
I get his persona online, but personally, Anton hasn't done that to me.
Okay. What happened between him?
Let's give some perspective here, right? So she says Anton has a perspective online, right? And she basically respects that. And his perspective online and the perception that he puts out is that she's his piece on the side, or he has access, or he's hit, or he can hit. That's what she is helping him to give off, right? So she's fine with creating that sort of atmosphere, co-creating that sort of atmosphere and energy around her and Anton. So let me ask you this. Why is she okay with also creating the imagery around her and her husband that she does not respect her marriage or their marriage? Okay, because we've talked about Anton and how he does not respect his wife. We talked about Anton and how he does not care and how he does these women and all this kind of stuff. But now we're on her. So she's okay again with creating the energy and the imagery of her and Anton being some sort of item, but she is not creating any type of respect or, any type of energy surrounding her being a wife or being a respectable woman or being a woman that respects Retta even. She's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you basically build this man up? Because honestly, again, this Anton is an F-boy, right? He's unattractive. He's corny. He's not intelligent, right? He talks to low-level people and he surrounds himself with people that are dumber than him so that he can appear smart, right? So in order for him to be lifted up on any level, he had to surround himself with a bunch of bitches, which is what he did. He had bitches all around him that he could shit on, bitches that he could talk down to, that he could judge, that he could drag. And then he had her, which is someone that he realized from his audience, they thought she was attractive. They liked what she was saying. So she was there to create an ambiance around him. So she was cool with that. So now why are you not cool with protecting your husband's image though? Or even your image? So you signed up and are basically paid to keep up the appearance of this dusty Negro appearing to be more relevant than what he actually is, because that's where that shit comes from. Okay. When you go back, you know how he tries to act like he didn't had it all his life. I got it. I'm rich. I'm this. You could clearly see the poverty in the pictures before. Okay. The pictures before were very humble. Okay. And there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying that is an indictment on his personality or anything like that, because he didn't have anything. But men like Anton coming up and getting social credibility, especially surrounding women, that means women got to be thirsty enough and desperate enough to allow him to be seen next to them in that light. That's how that shit works.
And Corey Holcomb, because the 5150 show, from what we all saw, you were there with Anton, correct?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see you, but clearly Corey said your name. And I even saw a video that he said Micca can come and do the show. She could come here. I would love for her to come. What happened that was not visible to the public that you can share? Like, we saw a lot, but was there anything behind the scenes? Were the guys agitated initially? I remember, I think I saw something where you said that it was actually on your own show. You said, hey, Corey shook my hand. I met him and he knew I was there. What happened?
Okay, so we got to the studio.
Y'all see the pressure, don't you?
And
let's back up a little.
Okay.
Again, here's another invitation, correct? It's another invitation from Anton, an invitation.
No. Well, no.
Corey, did Corey invite you?
No. So this is how this rolled out.
Sure.
So Anton decided to put together a podcast tour that he was going to do, and that he's still on, actually, that he was going to go to different locations. Cool. I am the only person on Anton's program that is an actual content creator, not a panelist, not a guest. I'm an actual content creator. So,
why are you the only one?
Because I'm the only one that wants to do content outside of Anton.
Are you the only beautiful one on his team?
That's subjective.
But
there's other pretty women there. But whatever you think, that's what you think. But there's other women.
Do you think you look better than his wife?
No, I'm not going to answer that question.
Wow, that is messy. That is messy. Orlando, that is messy.
No, ridiculous. I mean, again, these are things that were sent to me. People have said, "Can you please ask her how she feels?"
Why would I answer that? Why would I subject another woman to answering something that is absolutely insane?
But fair enough. Go ahead.
And it's disrespectful.
Baby, she thinks she does. Okay, we know she do. Okay, baby, we see through you, muffin.
Respectful.
And that picture was disrespectful.
But she was there.
She was there at the second one?
Yes.
That second picture?
Yes.
Did she take the picture of you laying on her husband?
I sent you the video. Why play that?
I'll show that video when she was sitting on his lap.
And what were we doing in the video?
I think I saw you in the back, and maybe y'all were doing a show or something.
Yeah, we were doing an after-hour show.
And he told his wife to come on over and sit down. But I think
hold on.
you're using
now you would no.
That isolated.
No, that's not isolated. That was the entire day. So
no, I mean isolated your history with him.
No.
Okay.
That the only one that she has that she wasn't at was the first one at the game. Outside of that, Rita is there. Now, I'm not in charge of her schedule.
And that's even scarier.
She's there most of the time, which is
I just think it's scarier if a wife,
of the
but
time.
I don't know her. I haven't spoken with her.
She does a lot of the business dealing. She does the emails. She does the scheduling because she actually scheduled my flight.
Sure.
Y'all told me to rewind. Okay, let me rewind. To the video. Hold on. Okay, hold on.
The question, because that's just
no.
ridiculous.
I mean, again, these are things that were sent to me. People have said, "Can you please ask her how she feels?"
Why would I answer that? Why would I subject another woman to answering something that is absolutely insane?
But fair enough. Go ahead.
And it's disrespectful.
And that picture was disrespectful.
But she was there.
She was there at the second one?
Yes.
That second picture?
Yes.
Did she take the picture of you laying on her husband?
I sent you the video. Why play that?
I'll show that video when she was sitting on his lap.
And what were we doing in the video?
I think I saw you in the back, and maybe y'all were doing a show or something.
Yeah, we were doing an after-hour show.
And he told his wife to come on over and sit down. But
now,
I think you're using
no.
That isolated.
No, that's not isolated. That was the entire day. So
no, I mean isolated your history with him.
No.
Okay.
That the only one that she has that she wasn't at was the first one at the game. Outside of that, Rita is there. Now, I'm not in charge of her schedule.
And that's even scarier.
She's there most of the time, which is
I just think it's scarier if a wife,
of the
but
time.
I don't know her. I haven't spoken with her.
She does a lot of the business dealing. She does the emails. She does the scheduling because she actually scheduled my flight.
Sure.
She does those. So Anton is not the person that actually does it. He has an assistant, but a lot of the times his wife does it.
Yeah. And you do have husband-wife business partners, yeah.
Tons of them.
Yeah, and sometimes those individuals, wife or husband, can be accepting of different arrangements.
Okay, but what does that have to do with me? My arrangement is business and personal.
Right, that's what I mean.
Personal.
That's what I mean, that arrangement, yeah.
So no, it's not an arrangement. It's an actual business.
No, it's an arrangement
words
by
matter.
a contract.
Words matter.
Yeah.
And the
I'm
context,
very fastidious when it comes to words.
I know. And and you're also a fast talker. So I pick up on it.
I'm not that fast.
You fast, but I listen.
Sure.
However, no, she does a lot of the booking, so she knows who's coming in and out and things like that. But like I said, that last one that we were just talking about, she was there the entire time. That's why in the video I sent you, she just came on in. She had been sitting there the entire day.
Okay, going back to Corey. So you were there, you arrived, and the show starts.
No.
Well, let's skip past everything else and just get to the crux of it.
Okay.
What do you think really set off either Corey or Anton?
At what part?
At any part. You were there, so you may have witnessed or have seen characteristics that could have been combustible and sort of inflamed them.
I think both of them set each other off because you have two men that are good at what they do, two men that are trying to get their point of view across as what is the best view.
Sure.
And they don't not only not agree on political things, they don't agree on certain values.
But what's the issue? Because it seems like Corey doesn't like that Anton allegedly espouses white America's thinking, or he minimizes Black people, or his role as a conservative prowess, if you will, seems to demean and diminish the light of Black Americans. And Corey is perturbed and turned off by that. And Corey, therefore, or maybe Anton Corey says something about sucking, male parts or something. And I think what actually happened? I can't remember who said what.
So
I think Corey said kissing
white people's
behind. Yeah.
And then Anton said, well, you sucked Black people.
Yes.
And he just didn't like the sucking comment.
Yeah. Now I was disturbed that honestly Corey was that upset. I mean, I get the respectability component. I
thought it was just a bat because you just said, I kiss somebody's butt, so I'm just upping this one. Well, you do this to Black people, and a lot of people, use that.
Yeah, but in the urban Black community, you can't say to another man, suck something. But I also think Anton had a right to say what he said about you can't tell me that I'm kissing somebody's behind.
Correct. And you can't tell somebody how they feel about the disrespectful comment.
That's correct.
Some people may not feel that, saying you kiss white men, but if you feel the way Corey feels, then maybe you don't, because you think it's appropriate.
I think Anton handled that so respectfully.
I thought the exchange, was warranted how both of them went, but I didn't think it needed to be elevated to where.
And I say respectfully in the sense that Anton didn't allow it to get physical, because I thought Corey was about to dog him. When if Anton has said one more time what Corey told him not to say, for some reason I thought, wow, he may punch him. But then I was disappointed to see two Black men.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
I didn't like it. One, because there were myself and Darlene and other females in the studio.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that. Especially with men, I think you should be able to handle things cordially.
Why did Corey call you a bitch?
I don't know why he called me one, honestly.
Yeah. Are you going on the show? Will you go?
I'll tell you why he did. Okay, baby. He saw through it, and he was trying to get under Anton's skin. So you give side chick energy. He's probably heard the rumors. He might have seen some shit. And plus, that's like, unfortunately, that's how niggas try to get under other niggas' skin through women, you know? So that's why. And because here's the thing, because excuse my French, y'all, we all grown here, right? Corey knows that Anton is a bitch and what gonna protect you and do shit about it. That's why he did it. He knows that whatever value you have to Corey, I mean to Anton, is so superficial, he ain't gonna do shit. Okay? Because he knows that he could disrespect you in that man's face. That was him punking Anton. That was another shot at Anton's masculinity. That's all that was. That's all that was, Muffin.
Am I going on on his
Corey
show?
show,
No, not to my knowledge.
But I think publicly he said Micca could come. If Corey invited you to 5051, will you show up?
Probably not. And the reason why I say that is the same way, you know, I can accept an apology. I can accept somebody saying a wrongdoing. You know, I accept people make mistakes, and I'm not putting that above anything, but I understand what that show is now. And so I don't think I fit, you know, the audience too much. And I don't think, you know, I would provide any value.
What is it that you want people to walk away with today? What truth do you want people to walk away with? And what more do you want to say about all of what we discussed today? Anton, Corey, your business relationship, your husband. We've touched on so many categories. So let's start with the first one. What truth do you want people to walk away with?
Not what truth. There's only the truth.
Sure.
The truth really honestly is that there are lessons. There are...
Oh, this is good. I love lessons.
Crazy.
What's the lesson that you extracted from this experience? Because your life was speaking to you. Do you understand that?
I learned a valuable lesson. You know, outside of your wordsmithing,
Well,
outside of your wordsmithing, I do think you know, it is important for your spouse to meet everybody. Right?
Thank God we made progress.
Oh no, I wasn't ever you know, not agreeing with you.
Sure.
I just still wanted you to understand that there wasn't anything nefarious there.
Yeah. On whose part?
On
yours, because you can't speak for anyone else.
Correct.
Yes.
But so I didn't want that to be misconstrued in what you were asking.
Sure.
But I do think it's important because, you know, and not that he would even be online talk, because he's not going to do that.
Sure.
But just to be able to have that sense of, if something like this happens, you understand, other people can have an understanding that, you know, that person definitely knows what's going on, even though he does. Absolutely. I've told him this, that, and third goes on. This is what we're doing. This is the paperwork with this, blah, 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 whatever. But when you have somebody, you know, like you or others that are asking questions, I don't have to try to defend something.
Mm.
Y'all, this is pure whole babble, just in case you're wondering. Whole babble, baby. Whole babble.
That isn't happening.
Mm-hmm.
That absolutely isn't happening. And so I think the best way to put it is not having to make something a thing when it's not a thing.
Mm.
And not having to have things appear a way. Because I can tell you in each one of those pictures, that's literally just chilling
And
the entire time.
And most importantly, if I can impose, most importantly, making your family a priority, making your husband
my family is definitely a priority.
Well, again, we're talking about imagery. The public doesn't know behind the scenes. You're a public figure. You do a show, I do a show, you put things out there, and you have to be responsible for the images that you put out, but also the images that you are participating in, and be a very conscious, clear, and very divine woman who walks with the knowledge of knowing that any man that you deal with as a married woman should meet your husband if it's a contractual ongoing relationship. It doesn't mean that some new guy starts working at the job, your husband needs to know. No, but if you're doing business and if this person you're opening your life up to, you're flying somewhere, God forbid you could have flown somewhere and that would have been your last flight.
Well, I mean, that can happen regardless whether my husband meets somebody or not.
Yeah, but it's critical to have your husband an integral part of your decisions when you're out here making them.
And he's still, and my husband's very much a part of my decisions because again, I don't move, and that's I have to explain to my husband where I'm going. I don't get to just get up and go.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so that's always there. But what I'm talking about, one, the public wouldn't even know whether I did or didn't.
Yeah.
So me giving you this interview and telling you that it's something that the public would never even know.
Yeah. But let's remove the public thinking for a second and just perhaps think about maybe how your husband felt. I can't. I'm not going to speculate how. Well, let me ask you this: do you think all the images plastered all over social media, he felt?
Okay, so here's where I gotta bring back the rhetoric that she was trying to convince us she submitted to. You cannot, on one breath, say that you are a conservative woman, right? A conservative Christian woman at that, and say that that's not at the forefront of your mind. And I'm not saying that is what, as a woman, that is your duty. And I'm not saying that because, to each his own or whatever. But once you put the conservative jacket on, like where's the conservative in that? How is it that you don't understand the collaboration of imagery between your husband and yourself, especially as it relates to other men around? Like, I don't understand why this is even a part of the conversation of a conservative woman. I mean, it's really just like how Trina inspired you and you think you're conservative. And you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of this makes sense. It just don't add up. And let me tell you, I hate this kind of thing. I hate to watch this in women. These are the type of women that I loathe. Because it's like, here, like this. Look, baby, if you a hoe, honey, go hoe positively. Yeah, I'm judging, but it don't matter. I can respect it if you are like, look, you know how like we know what sexy red is, we know what Sukihana is, right? We knew what superhair was back in the day, right? We knew exactly what they were. They were not hiding from who they were. I don't like when this happens where I'm gonna try to act like I have this morality about myself and I'm this and I'm not doing like that play in your face type. I don't like that. I almost literally just named a content creator. Some of y'all might know who I'm talking about. I don't give a damn if you mention her name or not. I really don't. Okay. Because really I'm not in a villain area. I mean, not in a villain era, but I am in an era where I don't give a damn anymore. And I am really tired of covering for fake bitches to help you feel better about yourselves. Right. Oh, exactly. Songs by Alicia. I definitely agree. Okay. I want to hear some songs by Alicia. Anyway, so there was a content creator. We all came around the same time and she purported to be a Christian, a conservative, right? And she was literally very, very graceful, very feminine, very articulate, and all this kind of stuff, right? But every time you catch this hoe, and mind you, under any circumstances, any other circumstances, this type of shit don't matter, right? Every time you come around this bitch, she is playing up to the manosphere. She's I believe in submission, and I believe in male dominance and female submission and all this kind of stuff, right? This was how this whole moved. This is how she talked. I look up one day. This bitch did a whole 8-hour stream in panties and pajamas. I swear before Jesus and 12 white men. Did a whole stream in panties and goddamn pajamas, right? Pretty woman, beautiful girl, mind you, right? Then the men, literally bending over, she was putting together furniture, right? You putting together furniture in your panties and a pajama top, right? Bending over, legs open, all this kind of stuff. You know what the fuck you doing, right? And so at this point, again, I'm still like, okay, whatever, whatever. The men in the comment section are saying really nasty, married woman, by the way, married, right? And she believes in female submission and male dominance, right? Super chats going, men are making very overtly sexual comments towards her. Then she would go live, very big breasted, no bra on, right? And then if men said something, right? If men said something to her, then it was because of their dirty minds and all this kind of stuff. Child, go live in the bed, licking cherries, no bullshit. And so at this point, I'm confused because, hoes can exist, baby. I don't care. You can exist as a hoe. It's cool, baby. I went to this bitch Patreon, y'all. And I promise you, which she's changed it since then, but I went to this bitch Patreon. I feel like I still got the screenshots, right? I go to this whole Patreon and it sounds like she's selling sex. It's like, okay, for this level, you can ask me anything. You can see me on camera, but be nice. Don't be naughty. You can do this. You can do that. And I'm like, oh, I was like, oh, okay, she hoeing. And once I figured out she was hoeing, I'm like, she's just hoeing. She's just hoeing. All right, girl, go ahead, get your money, right? And then she starts doing videos where she's offended because people are calling her out on it, even though in the comment section the men were literally talking sexual to her, so she knows what she's doing. That drove me crazy. Because it's like, on one hand, you conservative, you love the Lord, he heard your cry, you know what I'm saying? You praying, and the Holy Spirit, and you conservative, but for real, you a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, or at least you want to give off whole energy. That's why Micca drives people crazy. That's why.
Good.
I'm not going to do that either.
You're not going to do what?
I'm not going to say what my husband felt like. My husband.
Did you and your husband have a conversation?
Figure, so I'm not going to.
Right. I'm right, but I'm just saying, did you and your husband have a conversation about what he was exposed to? He sees images on social media.
Oh, you mean talk. Okay? So are you talking about this incident?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, now go ahead and answer the question.
So what I'm saying is, when your husband sees these images, what I'm saying is, it's not important what the public sees or thinks, but it's perhaps what your husband and your family feel when they open up YouTube.
So those pictures have been sitting there for a year.
Well, not just those pictures. I'm just saying the most recent thing when you went with Anton to Corey's show, and things was just, there was a recent conversation about you being the side chick. So
so that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The images are not.
But those images corroborated. But those images corroborated a narrative that people wanted to put out there.
Right. And that's the part that drives everybody crazy. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You're doing it for a reason. And like, here's the thing. Let's say she's a little which obviously, you know, the lights are on a little bit, but nobody's home. But think about this. When you're a wife, you're at least conscious of how you don't want to appear. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's no way she does not know that, like, because if that's the case, that means there's no boundaries between married and single people and how they move in the world and how they show up. Is that what we're saying? That there's no boundaries and there's no difference in how a married man and a married woman conduct themselves publicly? Or not, like there's no difference? Is that where we are now?
They had something to use.
Well, they have, you can, let me phrase it this way. You can use whatever you want to create a narrative. But again, those images have been on my Instagram for over a year.
And that's a beef I had with you. Why is this man on your Instagram and not your husband?
So
He's saying, why is that man pictures on your Instagram, Muffin, and not your husband? Where is your man? Your man. Okay, this man right here. Why is this man's picture not on your Instagram, Muffin? Okay, but Anton's is. Why is this man not on your Instagram, Muffin? The dick face is. We want to know. We want to know. Okay. Let me put this back up here. Do I have the wrong one up here? I do. Hold on. There.
I don't want to put that in.
Okay.
You don't want to put what, baby? Because baby, you busted. You don't want to do what? Let's watch him ask this question. There's just a few more minutes left in this, babies. Baby, that was a very simple question. Look, she can't handle it though.
Now go ahead and ask.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, when your husband sees these images, what I'm saying is, it's not important what the public sees or thinks, but it's perhaps what your husband and your family feel when they open up YouTube.
So those pictures have been sitting there for a year.
Well, not just those pictures. I'm just saying the most recent thing when you went with Anton to Corey's show, and things was just, there was a recent conversation about you being the side chick. So
so that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The images are not.
But those images corroborated. But those images corroborated a narrative that people wanted to put out there.
That they
had something to use.
Well, they have. You can, let me phrase it this way. You can use whatever you want to create a narrative, but again, those images.
Baby, no, you're gaslighting. She's sitting up here talking about, or no, she's deflecting. You can use whatever image you want. Baby, they're using the image that you gave. You're putting that aura out. You're doing that. You're doing that, Muffin. It's no one but you. And Melody says the husband must not give her any attention. It's not making sense. But here's the thing, baby. Even if he ain't giving her no attention, she ain't supposed to want it from somebody else's man. Amen? She ain't supposed to want it from Rita's husband, even if her husband ain't doing it. Get rid of the nigga then. And get with a man that will give you the attention.
Images have been on my Instagram for over a year.
And that's a beef I had with you. Why is this man on your Instagram and not your husband?
Why?
So I don't want to put that in.
You don't want to do what, Muffin?
But do you understand?
That pulled me to pulling his mindset in, and he's not sitting here talking.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. But no other males. So these are the takeaways. Mm-hmm. No males on your Instagram.
Well, I wasn't finished. So, we have the lessons.
Yes.
And we have.
So what was the first lesson again you said you got from this?
Oh, just being so. What the takeaways are: first, lessons. Understanding that even though this is all business, this is above board, the public may perceive something a certain way, and you just have to be aware of how they may perceive it, even if it's not that.
Correct.
So not to give the public something to make a thing when it's not a thing, and having to defend a lie.
Here she go with this whole map.
Because now when people ask me a question about that situation, it's to defend something that absolutely never happened.
Yeah.
And you cannot defend a lie.
What's the next takeaway?
The next takeaway is just to make sure that it's everything is contractual, right?
What?
So even though if me and you are, my manager, just to make sure everything is contractual, even with the third party.
Does she know what contractual means, baby? What does that have to do with what he asked you? So are you saying that you or Anton are in breach of a contract right now? Because what else could you possibly be saying to make sure that everything is contractual? Would be suggesting that everything is not contractual that is happening now. So what you're saying is hopefully that in the next scenario, you possibly will have it written into your contract that the Negro won't embarrass you or make you feel or make you look like a dumb hoe. She means transactional. Oh, Lord have mercy. Jesus, help them.
Next takeaway. If there's a next, I don't want to just line them up for you.
No. Opposite of that, it's just, honestly, I think just overall, just to make sure that you're just not giving people things that they think are going on, not to let stuff linger, because I'm a very private person.
That's the Pisces in us.
Yeah, I'm a very private person.
Baby.
And again, I'm not doing anything.
You're not private when you are publicly embarrassing and shaming and shading your own husband and marriage, as well as helping this orangutan face Anton do the same thing to his. Like, stop it, girl. Y'all, I'm really trying to figure out this arm thing. Like, some of y'all keep saying dwarfism or something like that. It's really getting on my nerves.
Various. And so sometimes when I hear things, I'll say, okay, well, people are gonna just talk. I don't give life to it because it's not true.
Do you like a little bit of the attention?
I always got attention.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
That ain't what he asked you. See, baby, you can't even act. You can't even pretend to have an ounce of humility or tact. I've always, like, baby, like you said that wasn't the question. Girl, but keep talking, because baby, I think what happened here, I really should have titled this Mr. Orlando Fox pulls Micca's whole card. I feel like that's what we're seeing here. She's getting that whole card pulled.
No, I've always got,
that's not what I'm asking.
No. I've always gotten.
You can't modify my question. This is called perspective. It's my perspective.
And this is my perspective of your answer.
Okay, this is what I had to go through being her executive producer, y'all. This is what I had to go through.
So the attention from the negative stuff, absolutely
no. Do
not.
you like attention from men?
No.
Okay.
I like attention to what I'm doing.
Are you happily married?
I'm definitely happily married.
Are you bored in your marriage?
No.
Okay. Just people, you wanted me to ask the questions.
They want you to be messy.
No. Listen.
Let's call it thing to thing. They want.
No, Ho, you are already being messy. The photographs, the proximity, the like I think I heard Taz say this part where I need the clip of her saying, "Why is everybody mad about you being with Micca?" You know, she's messy. She's toyed with this. She's flirted back. You're the one that's messy. She's messy. Come on now.
Want you to be messy. They want you to hold on. This is the internet. They want you to be messy. They want you to be all in my business, and they want you to get something out of me that isn't there. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem in my marriage. Most of y'all didn't even know I was married because this is why. And two, outside of
you didn't want us to know that you were married, Muffin, because you liked the aura of being single. You liked men saying disrespectful things about you. You liked the flirtation. You like it. Like, it's just true. Some women do love that type of attention. It's like histrionics love it. Some women love that type of attention. And if that's who you are, then that's who you are. But be for real. Keep it a buck, Muffin.
Entertainment, just like your girl Beyonce, it's none of your damn business.
Yeah, she keeps it tight seal.
What try to, at least before the elevator.
Yeah.
But my point is the general public is only, with anybody that's in the public, is only preview to what you let them know. Now, a lot of them want to dig, a lot of them want to find something salacious, this and that. That's fine because people like drama. But
do you think it was embarrassing to your husband?
To do what?
No, not to do anything. Do you think the
headline?
The memes, the headlines?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was embarrassing to me because it wasn't true.
Yeah. Did he express to you how he felt?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, it was embarrassing to me because it wasn't true.
What did he say?
About
how he felt.
He didn't like it, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And
is that the reason why you walked away from the show with Anton?
No.
What was that reason? We're going to close this out. What was that reason why you walked away?
No, the reason why I chose to walk away is one, it wasn't true, but I don't need.
What was it true? The side chick?
Yes.
Okay.
The headline wasn't true. It was, and Corey said this out of his own mouth. I was just trying to get at he called him the N-word.
Sure.
And I understood it. I was the person caught in between, the casualty, whatever. But when somebody of that caliber says something and the general public doesn't know much about you, they can create all types of narratives.
Yep.
And so because they don't know.
This is why married people carry themselves in a way, because the general public don't have to know your business, right? But that's why you carry yourself in a certain way so that the general public doesn't make up shit. I mean, people, they can make up shit anyway, but it's not supposed to be from what you do. They're not supposed to be able to literally pin you on someone else in that manner if you're walking with a certain level of integrity, which obviously you don't want to, Muffin.
So much about me, and they know Anton. He can get up on a platform and say, well, this is what it is, and so on and so on. When Anton spoke the next day, which was fine, because it had just happened. But when he spoke the next day, he was, so hype and boisterous from, what was happening with him, that he didn't properly address what had happened to me. And being that I wasn't on camera, I didn't have a voice. And so I depended on the person that I trust to be my voice.
Advocate, yep.
And also being that you are on a big platform, everybody, for the most part knows Anton.
So you're mad that Anton didn't defend or protect your honor. You're mad that he didn't do it on his platform. Well, I would be more mad if I were you that he didn't do it publicly in somebody's face. Corey said, explain the bitch. And he was talking about you. And Anton didn't even for 1 minute say, look, that is my coworker, my colleague, my employee, whatever you want to call it. He didn't say shit. He let that shit dangle because guess what? He benefits from it. Anton never has to clear up shit because in the eyes of the incels that follow him, he's the man because he could bag you because you've allowed him to play with your image that way. Anton ain't gonna hold no L regarding this situation. Rita O's dumbass ain't gonna hold him accountable. The men are not going to hold him accountable. And them dumb hoes over there with Anton ain't gonna hold him accountable. The only person that looks a damn fool in all of this is you and your man. And that's the way Anton got it set up. But you gave him the layup. You don't never give some man power over you and your man in that way. Like, girl, you just like.
So when you go to, it's either you don't speak about it or you speak about it. And when he went to speak about it, he didn't
right, Sanji
advocate. He only still boistered towards whatever Corey had to say. And I get the boistering, but my advocation should have been first.
How did you inform him you were done with the show?
Well,
you call him or email or?
Well, again, I had to process it first. Because again, I had never been involved in something that's everywhere like that. And on top of that, it's a lie.
Yep.
And so I had to process how I wanted to move forward with that. But I called Anton and I spoke to him like I would do when we have any other business dealings.
Sure.
And I told him how I felt like I'm telling you right now about, avocation and things like that. And from that point on,
that's true, Danny.
He called, well, I'm gonna see how you doing with it and such and such. But I just came to a point where I know
this bitch mourning that situation. She sounds like she's talking about a romantic breakup. Look at her. She's mourning.
That certain things aren't going to change because that's his platform. And I wouldn't want somebody to change their platform.
So how did he handle it? Was he just like, okay, if that's your decision, I respect it?
That's exactly what he said.
Okay.
Almost to the T.
Yep.
But he understood because.
Will you all remain friends? You're not working together. Will you remain in contact rather?
Will we remain cordial?
Will you remain in contact with each other?
No, we never had a relationship where he's just calling me just to call, just like we don't go out and chill just to chill.
But he can send you a message on a DM. Like, is he blocked?
No.
So he's not blocked. Okay.
No, he's not.
So he still has access. If he wanted to reach you, he has access.
He's not blocked. He's not.
The way he phrased that was wild. Okay, gotcha, babe. I just saw it. Sorry about that. He is wild for that.
Blocked.
Yeah.
Because there isn't, I don't have a disdain or something like
Correct.
that for anything he does. And
you just ended your contract.
We just ended the business relationship that we had.
Okay.
And I'm not interested in bashing Anton, and I'm not taking away from what Anton did on the side that helped me with my journey, but everything has a season.
Yeah.
And I think just ours have come to an end because at this juncture, I can't trust that you'll advocate for me being the, I was under your covering at the time. And
His
that's
covering.
what, I have to have in somebody that's a business partner, that's doing, my management or bookings, anything.
And he's
I
never
have to
met
know.
your husband.
Well,
I don't want to leave that out. I know you lined up everything else, but we need to always keep that a part of your lineup.
well,
Doing business with anybody, they need, particularly male, they need to meet your husband. Because as men,
I already, that was my first thing. That was in the lesson.
Okay, well,
I addressed that already.
Okay, maybe I wasn't just listening as thorough because I wanted to. I just wanted to.
You did because you went on your. See, I listened to you, but that was the first thing I said.
Your husband is my boy. He's a really nice guy, and I want to make sure
everybody. But this is the first person that I've actually done business with that was strictly out of town.
Okay.
So again, that was a different dynamic. But again, like I said, I learned a lesson from it to either, I don't know, he has to fly or the person I'm doing business with has to fly in so they can cordially meet face.
No, the person needs to fly in to meet your husband.
No, I'm saying if I'm going out, maybe he flies. That's what I'm saying. Okay. He flies or the other person can fly in and then they can cordially meet together in person. But
okay, well,
that's where
she is.
Well, I want to thank you for doing this interview. I think you did a fantastic job. I put you under the heat. I pushed back.
You did.
You pushed back. You was poised, and I appreciate your posture and wanting to make sure that you gave clarity to what the world and everybody else out there either want to believe, wish to believe, but you were here to annihilate all those negative beliefs. And I think you did it with class. So I want to, again, thank you. And I appreciate you for coming on. Look, everybody has a perspective. And I often say, what's yours? So in order for me to know what's your perspective, go like, comment, subscribe, share. And I can't wait to hear from you.
Okay. Good job, Orlando. All right, guys, I got to get ready for this flight. I literally have to be gone in a couple of hours. So I better get ready, and hopefully it doesn't get canceled because the weather here is kind of bad. It's some weird stuff brewing here. So I just want to say thank you guys for coming through. Look, Taz has a stream coming up. He is talking about, it looks like something about Charlie Kirk, MLK, and Jesse or whatever. It seems like this is going to be a good conversation. I'm definitely going to be listening in. I set the redirect and his live stream is pinned in the top of the comment section. I am going to I'm have another grandbaby on the way. My daughter-in-law is getting her labor induced tomorrow, so I'm going to babysit the other grandbabies and welcome in the new grandbaby. But I'll still be in touch with y'all tomorrow. But I'm taking a late night flight tonight. Love you guys. Click that link. Taz is going live. The redirect is set. I love you guys so much. And look, if y'all out here hoeing, don't be a dumb hoe like this one. All right. See y'all later. Bye-bye. Amen.